once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I'm excited. I am excited and grateful to all of you who already swinging through, celebrating, right? Celebrating the day, welcoming everyone, right? It's time for peace and Jack. And everyone is welcome until they no longer are. And hopefully when I do drop the link, we don't get a bunch of fireworks, but maybe we can get a little bit more, excitement, a little more energy, a little more, what's the word? Life, a little more life together. Wouldn't that be fun to feel and to grow? Excitement and anticipation for life with the idea that we'll be celebrating soon. Brothers and sisters, in the background today, well, with the live stream today, let's recognize what it is, July 4th, 2026. Independence Day, as it's commonly known here in America, the land of the freely deceived, the freely confused, the freely overworked, right? We're free to do all those things, and yet collectively, that's just what America chooses to do. But today, July 4th, 2026, the question is, what can we do from here? No, man, I'm fired up. I got a lot of ideas to that, but here's where the bottom line is. Let's join together in creating a better future. Let's start it today. And all wars, where's that snafu crew guy? And all wars, my friend, for lasting peace here in this lifetime. Because, once you really consider something and you study something, and then once you kind of understand something a little better, it gets more simple. And so I got some really simple ideas to share with you today. And when I drop the link, those folks who have a greater knowledge of biblical scripture and or other scriptures, holy writings, right? I would welcome you guys to join, and let's see if these ideas fit. Because as I understand, I don't remember exactly where, but in the Bible it talks about the kingdom of heaven is here. It's upon you. It's within. Golly geez. Oh yeah, right there. What prevents one from recognizing God's glorious kingdom is bitterness. It's that simple, dude. What if your bitterness, even when it just comes and goes, but what if those moments of bitterness are actually keeping you from seeing the opportunities that help you grow? I was thinking about Snafu earlier today. Oh, that's right. I did block you, didn't I? I did block you because you're just out of control so far. I've had enough freedom for me. Well, you know what? Golly geez, what a perfect segue then. I'm not long in. I started early, but why not, man? I do what I want. So for those who are willing and choose to submit to Jack's authority for our time today, you're welcome to join Chats with Jack. But if you're clicking that link, please recognize the disclosure, submission, and cooperation. Submission to order and cooperation with respect are part of the requirements to stick around. Oh, yeah. Tell you what, Mr. Snafu. Oh, I never got to the front. The thumbnail, though. Blessings to all, right? On this holiday weekend. That's really what it's about. blessings to all, not just in America, but I know I got folks who check in and tune in all around the world. So blessings there. The idea of independence, right? The American tradition. The story goes we celebrate this from the signing of our Declaration of Independence. So we put it in writing and we told others, hey, we're independent than you, and these are the rules we're going to follow. The thing is in this generational pattern of mankind with this illusion of wealth, you know, where we've collectively allowed wealth to be accumulated in the hands of a few so that the few own and rule everything. Well, there's no independence in that. Matter of fact, it's codependent. Somewhere along the way, and there's a lot of evidence. Matter of fact, I heard a beautiful explanation from a gentleman earlier today. Somewhere along the way, probably even before the 1900s, America, the democracy, the republic, it was sold out, right? The real, true purpose of the government, it was sold out to the highest bidder, right? Because there was debts to pay. There's debts to pay because there was wars to win. And as long as there's wars to win, well, we're all in. So give me more money. Let me send more children off to die, and we'll pay the debts later. Right? That's the game of the sick and twisted idea of supremacy and rulers, authority. That's a bunch of bullshit. Those who deny God's authority end up fighting for control with others, against others. Oh yeah, snafu. I'll unblock you in a couple of minutes, but this thought seemed pretty clear to me because for a long time I didn't trust or believe or know, right? I didn't really think about God or the authority of God, the power of God, the control that God might possess. But it's pretty clear to me now. Okay, so I don't have any doubts that there's a greater power than just Jack and you and everybody else, right? There's greater powers that are moving everything. But those who deny God's authority will fight for control eternally. Isn't that the story of the fallen angels? Seeking to achieve some sort of replacement of supremacy, right? It's a bunch of nonsense. Let's grow out of those games collectively, and we can help each other do that. And maybe we can do some of that right here and now. I'll welcome back our first returning guest. Welcome back, Stephen. How you doing today?
Hello. Yeah, the fallen angels stuff, that's fascinating. I like that. I think of myself as a fallen angel sometimes. How are you? Happy 4th of July.
Oh, I'm truly feeling blessed.
Do you celebrate the 4th of July?
With prayer and gratitude and massage. And yeah, I spoiled myself today. I celebrated the day. Yeah.
Do you celebrate America? Do you celebrate America's independence?
No, I was kind of touching on that earlier today because the reality is the 250-year anniversary, it's time for America to grow the fuck up. See, time for people to wake up to the opportunity to accept responsibility, to become accountable so that we no longer enable selfish liars. Because I was also given some thought today. I was in regard to independence, freedom. I was thinking about those things today. And the only way one may be a sovereign is amongst sovereigns, meaning no external ruler. But if you claim yourself a sovereign when your neighbors are being ruled and exploited, you're lying to yourself. You've got limited freedom.
I'm a
That's how
sovereign.
I feel.
That's what a king
No,
is. It's a sovereign.
you're not though. You have limited freedom because you live in a land where others are exploited, abused,
I don't
they
care
are
about others,
ruled.
though.
And right, Stephen. Actually, let me soften on that.
Okay,
You're right. You don't care enough about others. It's
you're right.
saddening.
You're right, Jack. I'm agreeing with you today. I don't know how you made that popping sound earlier with your lips when you said certain words. I don't know how you did that. But it's a good day. Today's a good day to talk about freedom. And you said that America needs to grow up. Well, it's been 250 years, so America's not a child. It's not a teenager. It's an old man or an old woman at 250. I can't believe it's been that long. But we do need freedom. We need more freedom.
Hey, I'm gonna reduce myself consciously, right?
Oh,
Because what I mean is I usually try not, especially lately, I've been doing a better job trying not to gossip about others. But you know
uh-huh.
what? Snafu, you and Paul, I've spent time with both of you because you've spent time publicly mocking me and ridiculing me, and I've been wondering what is this purpose? What is to be gained? Guy, you and Paul, what was my note? Bitterness hides God's kingdom. God's kingdom is open to those who will receive the kingdom with love. As long as you're going to be a bitter bitch, you're going to push away love and people who love you. And hello, dummy. Jack Talcott is evidence of my words.
Do you think Paul is a bitter bitch? Are you guys on
Oh,
the
yeah.
outs again? Yes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't explain that, but yes, I
Okay.
happened to tune in to him last night just briefly, and I heard my name come up, and
Oh.
he's
Oh.
he's he's presenting these exaggerated false narratives of me, and he's trying to claim like he's so much better than me, but his
Oh
bitterness
wow.
shows he's not.
Well, his bitterness comes through a lot. I wish Paul would grow up. I wish he would just kind of grow up. He's
He
big.
will.
He's a big boy, but he's a big baby.
Well,
I
welcome
don't
to
like the
you.
way he talks about you, Jack. I
I
don't like the way Paul talks about you.
I haven't either, but that goes to many people. But I don't want to be rude, DNW.
Oh, this
How are
guy,
you?
the owl.
Hello, Jack. I'm exceedingly well, thank you, brother. Good to be here.
Yes,
Happy 4th of July to those of you for whom it means something.
yes, sir. Thank
It
you.
means something positive. Obviously, for some people, it means something negative. But if it means something positive to you, happy 4th of July.
Let's be positive.
Perfect. Well, here, right when you joined, I was doing the gossip thing, but I was speaking about someone in my experience that I do appreciate. But Paul Unslaved, proper instruction motivates people. I call him out today again as a bitter bitch, but one who I admire and I truly do care about.
Jack, why
Um,
do you admire him though? I'm curious.
um,
Is there
there's there's many
what is there?
reasons.
Okay.
There's many, but here's the point I want to make. He, like America, is old enough to know better that this bitterness and selfishness, this pattern of fighting to control others, um, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's time to do better. Hey, another guest has been waiting here. Here he is.
Jack, peace
Where's
and
Snafu?
Jack, peace and Jack. Jack,
Oh,
happy 4th of July, Jack. Happy 4th, like remembrance from all of our soldiers and the people that have gotten this so we can be here today, Jack, and appreciate the freedoms, the sacrifice of all the people that have come before us, Jack. I just want to say that before everything.
Hey, happy
Number-
4th, Imperious. You're making Paul cry. He's
Happy
crying
4th.
watching this.
Well, Paul's crying because there's a video on tape of him pissing his pants when the cops arrested him. Jack, Jack, literally, the sheriffs came to his house and he actually pissed his pants, Jack. Like, this is what I mean. Dude, Paul's a fraud. He's like the biggest servant. No, but Jack, I'm being honest here. Like, he talks shit all the time. And he thinks he could, Jack, like he thinks he could go to court and do things, Jack. And I'm like, dude, Jack, I want to meet him in court. I really do, Jack.
He did piss himself. He pissed himself, didn't he?
He did.
He pissed his pants.
Please.
He's the most servitude-minded person. Sorry, Jack. Sorry, Jack. Please, I love you.
I love you too. Please slow down. That was one of the things I think can be helpful.
Okay, Jack, I'm gonna calm down, Jack. Calm down. Lower the testosterone and the dopamine, Jack. Give me a deep breath in through the nose, hold for 10 seconds, out through the mouth, Jack. That's how you
Paulie.
In wrestling, Jack, in wrestling and jiu-jitsu, you were taught, you put your hands above your head, breathe in for 10 seconds, hold it, and breathe out through your mouth, Jack.
Let's do yoga with Jack.
And you focus on your heart, Jack. You focus on slowing down your heart. You know what I mean? That's what I remember, Jack.
Can you teach him yoga?
Jack is a yoga master, he looks like. He is like the love guru, the yoga guru. Look at him.
Let's do yoga breathing.
Yeah, Jack. Teach us. No. Jack, Mariah's favorite position is the downward dog.
Please.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yoga
position.
Yoga.
You see that, Jack? You see the double entendre? Yeah, Jack. Yep. Yeah, the downward dog is a very actually, Jack, that's a good pose for your lower back. If your back is hurt, Jack, for a lot. I actually had I have a lower disc displacement like about 4 or 5 years ago, Jack, and I had to do a lot of physical therapy. Yeah. It was a bulge.
Who were you blowing when you put that disc?
Wow, Jack, look at the aggression that the dumb bird is talking. Look, I have two dumb birds.
Oh, come on, it was just a joke.
I know, I love you. I'm sorry. 4th of July, Jack. 4th of July.
Let's love each other.
We're in a 4th of July loving mood, Jack.
Paulie pissy pants.
Paulie pissy pants.
Well, hey, please.
People don't forget. Sorry, Jack.
He takes a lot of shit, but it's because of how he is.
He gives a lot of shit, Jack. He's he's demeaning and aggressive and belittling to people.
He's nasty.
He's almost as bad as Snafu, but he's not as fat. So go ahead.
He's got a much better vocabulary than Snafu. But
he seems more manic than Snafu. Snafu seems just angry, but Paul seems manic sometimes, Jack. I feel like we need to get him on some on Depakote or something.
Let's assume there's probably a reason, and I bet it's because he's trying.
Do you think he was molested?
He's trying to do better, and that's why it kind of
the possibility of deep-seated aggression and issues, Jack.
Well, here the thing is we can analyze, but just generically, what I see is that he's picked up a lot of the patterns of the things that he hates. What Paul talks about regarding rights, freedoms, and principles, there's a lot of truth in those things, and
some truth, some.
Well,
but
I think there's
Jack, we all do it better. They're not insulting like Paul.
Yeah, but he says like he's the only one, like he's George Washington crossing the Delaware or something, Jack. Like that's the issue.
Here, please, Snafu.
Dude, the video is real. Paul pissed his pants.
No, I'm not joking. He really did. Thank you.
Yeah, he really pissed his pants.
Well,
you should.
No, you don't tell me what I should or shouldn't care about, dude. This is the thing, Snafu. You're a confused man, right? You get excited over trying to humiliate others, and you're showing yourself poorly, all right? Guys, we are all in this life experience together. There are some true problems in this world. And, Paul and I disagree about the solution, but we agree completely about the problems.
Jack, You know what's a big problem in the world right now? You know what I've noticed, Jack?
Hmm.
Transsexuality.
Trans. Okay.
Yeah, the troons. I've
Do you
noticed that's
think?
a real. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think
You think
Paul's a
Paul's a troon?
trans?
Well, yeah, I think it's possible.
Paulina?
Pauline.
Jack, you
Jack,
don't
give
like
us a Jack. Give
snafu?
us a chuckle, Jack. Give us a chuckle
What?
at that.
Why don't you like snafu? I don't
I know. Well, I
understand.
do like Snafu, but when he's calm and analytical, he's very. He can be very, very intelligent and get a lot. But
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
think sometimes he comes in like too mean. Like, not everyone's against you all the time, Snafu. Like, Jack is a place of love where he will let everybody in with a gracious hug. Just don't stab them in the
I think
kidney.
snafu came in okay today. He was just saying it's a fact that Paul pissed
Yeah,
himself.
but I think Jack's trying to keep the peace. He doesn't want to start a
Right.
war with Paul. I think.
Exactly.
I mean,
Paul's
Jack's a
shitting
man
on
of.
Jack a lot.
Yeah,
Well-
but look at, what does the lion care about the opinion of the sheep, right, Jack? I mean, you don't care about what he's saying. It doesn't affect
No.
you, Jack. You know,
Actually,
you're on
here-
Mount Olympus.
No. I
Oh.
mean, when I see a problem, when I see someone who's hurt and they're angry and bitter, I know that they're missing out on the greater parts of life. I get him. I understand him. He has refused so far to even try to understand what I'm wanted to show him, right? He plays all these damn games, and it's been the same way, not just with him. I got a long list of these people that just want to.
Jack,
They've
do
been
you
preparing me. God is preparing me, and actually, I'm reminded of the message for me. It is time for me to start closing the door and walking away. Snafu snaps. I've noticed you're starting to be banned and not allowed anywhere you used to be.
Jack,
So I
is
might
Paul
be one.
still welcome here?
What's
is Paul,
that?
Is Paul still welcome here, even
Of course
after he
he is.
bashes you? Okay,
Of course
well,
he is.
Jack,
I
you'll
didn't know.
always be welcome in my heart.
Paul is welcome, and this is the thing. I would love to discuss his bitter attitude towards me because I believe it's
Yeah, you
I
guys
believe
used to
he-
be good friends, I
Yeah.
thought. You guys used to be
He
good. That's
bashes
kind of harsh. I
a
mean,
lot,
Jack,
though.
I've
No.
had issues like that in the past where I've been the open door and said, hey, I'm always here. You know, Jack, you're the better person, though, because I used to have to do that. We were like, look, I'm here for you if you ever need me. But you can't force people to love you, Jack. You've
That-
got to be, that's one of the
encourage-
greatest lessons I learned when I was a young
You
teenager.
can't. I
You
agree.
can't
Well-
force people to love you, Jack.
I agree.
Unfortunately, I didn't understand what love was, and it took me a
You're
long
love, Jack. You are love. You and me, Jack. We got love. We got turtle doves. We're friends forever.
And me.
Yeah, and
I
Steven.
love you guys too. I love you guys too. I don't love Paul though. I got to be honest. I have issues with Paul.
Paul
That's all
is
right.
very trying to me. He belittles
Let-
my
shits on
profession.
Jack too much. I
Jack, he,
don't like it.
Would you
belittles my
guys-
profession.
Yes, and I understand why. I really do.
He belittles my profession, Jack. I worked hard
Right.
for that, Jack.
I understand that, and that's the other part. I won't disrespect the work it took for you to do that. To
Like
have
yours
that-
to become a fucking prophet, Jack. I know you went through shit to get to where you are, Jack.
a little bit. And Jeeps is calling me out. I admitted, actually, I said it before I started doing it. I recognized I was consciously starting to diminish me by airing some of my bitterness, I guess, calling out Paul's bitterness.
You guys used to really go at each other. I saw some old footage, old video from years
Well,
ago. Yeah.
But knives sharpen knives, Jack. You know, it's good to have a friend that you can go back and forth with. And then, like some of my best friends, we argue all the time and stuff, but it's almost like mental, exercise, Jack. It's a good
Yeah.
thing.
That's what it's banter, but we don't piss on each other. Like we don't piss our pants and stuff. That's
No,
gay.
I don't want to sit and piss all day. I mean,
No,
that's gross. I mean, I don't want to piss in my wetsuit,
Hey,
Jack,
Seriously, let's swing back to the topic, please. And actually, this idea.
Jack, have you ever walked into a smelled piss on somebody, Jack? I walk by in inner cities sometimes, Jack. You ever smelled that like on Skid Row? Oh,
Oh,
It's
the
bad. I
pissy
feel so
Negro.
bad for those people, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. People are disgusting animals. If they
I
don't,
mean, look, I know,
they
Jack.
don't
You should
take
see
care of them.
Mariah. You should. Oh my God, Jack.
What? Skid marks?
Dude, no, she has this whole side of her bed in her room where it's just
Yeah.
piles of bras that she just changed, and she just doesn't wash them. She throws them
Really?
into a big pile. Yeah, bitches do this shit.
Is that your girlfriend?
No,
Hey.
no, she's just one of my. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, how do you know that she has piles of
Oh, yeah,
sweaty?
don't worry about it.
sweaty
This is
bras?
a PG channel. PG channel.
Okay.
Jack. PG, Jack. I'm trying to be respectful to her, like Jack told me to be. Go ahead, Jack. See, I
Okay.
listen to you,
Thank
Jack.
you.
You see that though? I am
He's
listening. I'm
listening.
trying,
Yeah, he's
Jack.
listening.
You have
He's
influence, Jack. I'm trying, Jack.
He's
I really
trying.
am. You see that?
He's trying.
Well, I want to bring us back to the topic, the greater picture. We are where we are individually and collectively. But something I learned with this live without fear, the main idea behind it is don't let fear hold you back, right? We're here to live to the fullest, to be for, right? To go for what you want, what's in your heart. And this is absolutely true. Fear is that boundary between what you were and what you are about to become. There's a lot of people feeling fear about themselves and the state of this nation right now.
Yes. Sorry, friend. I agree. People are living in fear. They're in fear for the state of this nation. Was that a Tal quote that was on the screen just a minute ago? Or
Yeah, we need a
10
Tal quote
seconds
about
ago?
not living in fear today,
Fear.
Jack. Just like the founders didn't live in fear. Jack, what about the Star Spangled Banner, Jack? When the flag still stood there, Jack. There was no fear from all those guys. They didn't
The
quit, Jack, when
bombs
all the
weren't in
bombs were
air.
in the air and blowing up,
Yeah.
Jack. Francis Scott Key, Jack. They didn't cower. You know what I mean, Jack? We can't cower behind fear, Jack.
Jack's message is live without fear.
Right.
No
And
effing fear, man. No effing fear.
well, the real message of live without fear, it is the way that Jesus showed. He is the truth. That is the way we are created to be, in his image, his likeness. Without fear, but filled with trust, filled with faith in God, filled with love. I've found my way to that way. I really challenged myself. I pushed myself. I found ways to love people and things that are very challenging to love.
Oh,
welcome
wow,
back,
Jack, you
Snafu.
are a magnanimous man today. I thought you were going to bring him up, Jack.
What happened?
Oh, come
I
on,
thought he
Jack.
was going to replace the owl.
Jack, I
with the
thought he was going to
zebra.
come up and tell you he loves you and we could all get along, Jack.
I'd rather have the zebra on than the owl. He's
Tell you
Yeah,
what,
the owl's just taking a square up, Jack. I think we need people
Yeah.
that'll.
please.
I mean, but don't you want people who will kind of like,
Contribute.
input things and have like
I
an
would-
opinion?
Well, I
participate.
would love the people that listen.
I
And
listen to you every fucking day, Jack.
I know.
Me too. Every fucking
know.
day.
You
I'm here
guys are
listening.
here. Please, you guys are here for a reason, as is our friend Snafu. So I brought him up as an example of a man who is tough to love. He might be an exaggerated example of one who's tough to love, but we've all got these different patterns and different times where we're a little too much, right?
He's not that bad though. He's lovable. I think Snafu's more lovable than Polly, Pissy Pants
Jack, just
Polly.
think of Snafu as a fat panda that you can
Let
cuddle. He
him-
reminds me of Snorlax.
Can I?
He reminds me of
can I sing a
Snorlax,
song?
though.
Can I sing a song and apologize?
Sing it. Yes. Be Jigglypuff.
Barry and Steven are right. Now this is for all and Steven counts because he has dual citizenship. So all right, Jack, ready? America, where Paul can piss and be free. But I love you and you love me because Jack will put us in tyranny. I love you all. I love you, Jack. But all your foreigners are whack. Imperius and Steve and myself love you. It's very true. And we will unite over that.
That was fucking beautiful, Jack. That
Oh,
was
wow.
fucking beautiful, Jack.
What
You
a
should have sang
rendition.
that at the fucking World Cup. That's what I
Yeah.
like to see. You feel the love, Jack. Look at Jack. Don't ever say you don't
I
have
love you
influence.
guys.
I love you too,
guys.
Snafu.
I love
That was
you,
beautiful.
Mr. I love you, Steven, Mr. King, and Jack.
Thank you,
I
Stafford. That
love
was
you.
beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
like the
Thank you very much.
pissy Paul part. That
It's
part
true.
was really
Like that's
good.
what I try to say.
Touching.
You even if we don't like the optics, like Jesus doesn't like sin, but he had to call sin out. I don't like people who think they're better than others, and no offense, that's what Paul is about.
Remember, like Jesus would do, like Jack's kind of saying. Remember, James and John, or James and John. Wait, was it James and John? Yeah, I think it. Wait, yeah, I think it was James and John, the brothers. They were called the brothers thunder because like they went to Jesus and wanted him to like enact vengeance and stuff. He's like, you got to calm that thunder. You know what I mean? And Jack's kind of like he understands we thirst for justice, Jack, and Jack will bring justice, but righteous Jack Talcott justice. You know what I mean?
And I think Jack could have many resources. The crew, the Truthio, Mr. Imperious, King Stephen has been doing. Jack has many resources, but see, I noticed this is truth, Jack. You may not like it. Please don't get eyebrows furrowed. We care about you, so sometimes when we say things to you, it's because we actually care about you, even if we're not on board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's out
Jack.
of love and
Sometimes
care.
I mean, like
I
today,
agree.
I care.
Jack, like one of my friends texted me this morning. He said, "Good morning, FAGG word. Why don't you stick a firework up your ass today?" That's what my buddy sent me,
Yeah,
Jack.
someone
So
told
what
me
do you
that
feel?
too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Someone told me that today too.
Who are you guys hanging out with?
Those are friends, Jack. I've known that guy since I was 8, Jack.
Jack, I have a serious question. If Paulie were on a beach and he was stung by a jellyfish, would you piss on him? Would you be a good friend to do that? Or would you just let him suffer?
It's a good
Because
question.
apparently that's
It's like a trust fall.
I think it depends the kind of piss too. I mean, you drink a lot of water, the piss is clear and it doesn't really smell bad. Like that's like an easy piss. You know what I mean?
Did
Like,
you
if
say
you're gonna
people who drink Kool-Aid and
yeah, or like
non-water on there
pineapple
have
or
no-
orange
yeah.
juice a lot. You know, the real dehydrated pee, the dark pee and stuff. Like that's the kind of bad. Like
But-
that's
but
what would be, you know.
would
I
you
gotta
give him the
tell
dark
you, Jack,
stuff?
if it wasn't for Steven and Imperius and others making me understand, we gotta love each other and gotta unite, but we do gotta call the fucks out. And Jack, I'm with love. What do you want? You want to call the United Nations this week? You want
You
to do
should
something?
call him, dude. Honestly,
I
Jack,
got
I'm
you,
gonna
bro.
bring, dude. Jack, this is the time to do it though. FIFA World Cup, the world's watching, Jack. This is the
Ooh.
kind we got to get the message out, Jack, right now, because the whole world is at the U.S.
Yeah,
right now, Jack.
I want
It's
to
not
ask you,
just
would you guys like seeing Jack interact like the Steve Crowder table like place? Like I know Jack.
I want to see Jack on like, dude. I want to see Jack on like some of the biggest like political and social channels. I want to see Jack on Rogan, Talcott on Rogan. That would be that would be honestly my goal would be to get because I think Talcott and Jack or Rogan would really like kind of gel because they're both kind of libertarian, kind of like live and let live. You know, Jack enjoys the UFC. Jack said he enjoyed so they have things to talk about.
What would you
Rogan
say to
would so
Rogan,
cool.
Jack? What would you and not the loop? Like if someone said, "Hey, I got you a meeting," they want to know what you're going to bring to present. What would you bring to present to Joe Rogan show?
An invitation for him to do more than just talk about what's going on, but to really make a difference by supporting me, of course.
What about Tim Pool? Would you go on Tim Pool's show? The beanie
Sure.
guy?
Jack,
Yeah,
would you steal his beanie? Would you steal his beanie, Jack? Would you?
If I want his heart, he'd give it to me.
He would give it to you, Jack. He would willingly give you the beanie. That's how much you would influence him, Jack.
We could connect him with like Keemstar or fucking Locale Live or get Jack.
We really need, dude, honestly, Jack's a serious man. And that's the thing. I don't want Jack to go into these these kind of joke communities? Like, what are those?
You know what? I gotta tell Jack. This is something that I gotta be honest with you. I have connections, and Jack knows this. The Infowar people, the fucking Republican Party and Democrat Party people, militia. I have a hard time wanting to help Jack certain ways, and this is where we got to unite, Jack. That's why I'm telling these guys, so maybe they could help mediate with us. When Jack supports people like Paul and others, and I get mad, and me and him have these fights, it's like, well, why would I use my resources to help you when you shit on me over others who actually really don't treat you well? Like this DNW piece of shit up here. Stephen and me and Pierce, we've all been here for a long time.
Jack will tell you the message. Jack lives for the message, and no matter what the person, Jack wants to put. Jack is like Jesus. If it takes Jack getting hurt for a certain, but the message,
it's like DNW. He tells you he's using you. He's admitted his grape optics, but like the biggest thing, he tells you, yeah, I'm using you, blah blah. The wife, he takes you over, and I've told Jack. I said, Jack, it's not just me who's telling you this stuff, and I've listened to what you and Miss Steven have said about DNW, and I said you got these old school motherfuckers who actually care about you. Even Tommy, the Illuma Tommy, whether you like it or not. Why do you think Tommy's not showing up anymore? And I just try and say, Jack,
Snafu, please let me address a couple of things.
That bitch needs to shut up in the chat right there, Jack. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
I don't like when people attack you.
Guys, please. That's actually
I don't think she's
something.
attacking him right there. I think she's just asking a question.
You asked, why should you help me when I do things like you listed, right? Where you get mad.
Like I would want the keys like you give to Paul, but you would never give me the keys like Paul.
I know.
But I got the connections and shit. Paul don't have them.
Let me answer, please. Golly jeez. Woo, baby, let's pause. Take a breath.
No, I'm just saying,
pause.
If you would treat me like you would treat some of these
other scumbags, not out. Snafu.
I'd be more willing to help you.
Breathe in, not out. Okay, not with your voice. Just golly jeez.
Oh, sorry, that's Lamar's class teacher. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The reason.
By the way, I love you, guy. I do love you guys.
Thank you, Snap. We love you too. So the reason you might want to support me, despite the reasons you found that I disappointed you.
No, you're wording it wrong. I never said, because I feel that by being authentic, genuine, whether you like it or not, I'm supporting you. I'm not giving you resources of mine to help you. So let's be real. It's not that I'm not supporting.
Right. Okay.
I'm not supporting.
That you're denying. You claim to have access and available resources. You claim to have connections. You withhold them because you're not thinking about why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that brings me into this comment from Pixel T. Jack, why are you so hyper-focused on wanting to get connected with individuals who are networked to corruption? How else are you going to reach?
Right. You know what a pogo is, right, Jack? I've taught you what pogo is by now.
Jack has to go into the nest of vipers like Jesus did in the temple to get to them. Right. See, Jack understands that Jack has to get his message to them.
Hold on. I give him hold on.
I'm going to pause.
Look who's here.
Oh, God, here comes the foreign fucks on our holiday.
You're sorry. Gone. I'm going to mute, and I'm going to start kicking people, too. So please. Carl, welcome. Anything on your heart you want to jump in with?
Obviously, hail to King Stephen, and just wanted to say that I really wanted to join this panel just to say hi. It's very rarely you get people like Snafu, DNW, King Stephen, Imperius, and Jack all speaking with each other. So this is a really
actually, before
moment.
you Guru Flux came here, we came here quite often together. Just heads up, all you Guru foreigners.
Sometimes things change, and they change for the better.
Right, you guys
Amen.
Jack,
anyway,
one thing that'll never change, Jack, is my love for you.
Don't be surprised. I've disappointed you once. I'll challenge you again, and eventually your love will.
But disappointment doesn't mean not love, Jack. That's the thing, right. Jack. I know your soul. I mean, we're human beings. We can, Jack, I've been in fights with my friends that I've had for years and years, Jack, back when we were young. It happens, Jack. We're guys. But Jack, I understand your soul and your message, Jack.
Thank you. We've got a bonkers I'm going to bring up. You know that one, DNW? Brett?
Who's that?
Bonkers.
Sorry. Who?
Bonkers?
Bonkers. Go
No.
totally nuts.
No, I don't know bonkers.
Bonkers, you're up, but you're muted. Are you there?
It's me, Matthew.
Say it. Okay. I think I heard him. All right. Also,
Probably
I
a
think,
porn bomber, Jack's a sick world.
pretty sure it's JG. And I do want to welcome Andrew as well. Welcome back, my friend.
Hey, Jack, what's up? Happy 4th.
You as well. You as well. Pantheon, go ahead. Jump in.
Yeah, I just wanted, you did ask this question before Snafu interrupted, bless his heart. Happy 4th, that's why I wanted to come in to say happy 4th of July to all the Americans in the room that celebrate that stuff. Nothing incorrect about it, just I don't know much about it myself. And I don't want to give too much of it away, but at the moment I've been doing a lot of research into a certain topic. And I want to tell you, Jack, that yeah, there's a lot. There's too much there for me to unpack right now. There's what I've been getting myself into to get to know Jack Talcott deeply is I don't even know where to unpack it all, but there's a lot of stuff.
Did you find him good looking?
I've always found him good looking, but Jack, I will say this: you were correct on one thing, only one. So don't get it in. You have said a lot of stuff. People haven't listened, and they should have, because there was so much I found that was like, wow. So I'm looking forward to a time I can explain more about that. But I just want to tell you, I've really enjoyed the last 3 days, especially because I couldn't make things work the way I wanted them, nice and easy to start with. So I had to really go and do some work. And when I did it, I found a lot out about you that I didn't know before. And I'm really, really impressed. That's all I tell you. I'll wait for everybody else's chance to hear all about that. And I hope whatever we're doing keeps going ahead, because even my wife is going, this isn't Jack Talcott. And I said, it is. That's just a man that hasn't been listened to for 7 years, telling the same story, and he's finally what he is now. So that was the one thing I can never take away from you. No, if it happens, it'll happen, and the world will see. My wife is like, said, from what she's read so far, Jack's one of the best things she's read in her entire life. And I'm like, you've read my books? And she said, yeah. And I go, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's cold. That's cold. But like, really enjoying it.
Why do you think I listen every day? Whenever I hear Jack, I get chills.
I know why you do it, Peter. Yeah, but the rest of us, we do it for different reasons.
Thank you, brother. Sincerely. That's humbling. And you know what? My prayers, I've been feeling that we're getting close, and people are seeing me. There was a long, long time where I was alone, surrounded, but unseen, unheard, unrecognized. And it was a little frustrating, but you know what, though, that frustration.
No, it wasn't. Don't fib. I watched so many of those videos, and I watched more than just a little frustration. There were times in there that you can admit there was a lot more than a little frustration.
But that's the thing. Diamonds are forged.
I've been there. I admit it. I'm just saying there was a little bit.
But dude, diamonds are forged under pressure, and Jack's now a diamond. He's been pressured so much that like he can like resist all of the things now. They don't hurt him. He can look past that all.
But a diamond's only seen when that pressure is finally released, isn't it? So I do agree with you, brother. That's exactly right. And it's time to release that pressure now, because there is a massive diamond in what Jack's saying. So I can't take that away from him anymore.
Jack, were you more angry than sad during those years? Was it lonely and sad, or was it anger?
For me, my anger has always hidden my sadness. And that's what I think is with a lot of people. People view sadness as a weakness, because in a way it is. But guess what? Love is kind of...
Jack, my anger hides my rage.
Love is
That's
godly.
How I was.
Love is godly.
Hey, to take us... Sorry, but... Pixel T, those politicians and influencers exemplify wealth gained by exploiting people, manufacturing outrage, or deceiving an audience. And it comes at the cost of integrity. I agree. Now, please hear me. I suggest that if we good people, knowing what we know, if we work together with the purpose of overcoming this, raising the standards of what we're going to allow to continue in our nations, in our homes, in our communities. I mean, the answer has always been people.
We the people.
Jack, I have
On
an
the 4th of
example
July,
that,
we
Jack.
the people.
Jack, I have an
We're the
example of
power.
that. So, Jack, when she comes over and stuff now, Jack, I don't allow her to do the bullshit she used to, Jack. And things have changed, Jack. You know, I now have asserted control and authority over her. You know, I've taken the belt a couple times, Jack, and now she understands how to dress, what to cook, how I like it cooked. You know what I mean, Jack? She understands things and everything's in line now. It's a beautiful world. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't accept the things we don't want, Jack. We have to form the world on how we want it. Like you are, Jack.
Wait. Are you telling Jack to take the belt to Yolanda's ass for the comments?
I'm telling him to take the belt to one of the many women he's plowing right now. He's a pimp, dude.
No, please. I was, while you were talking, I was trying to pull up. I've seen a couple of clips. There is, as I heard it described, one of the largest veteran mobilizations since perhaps Vietnam. There might be something similar.
Yeah, you were saying you didn't listen to me the whole time. You just had me muted.
Oh,
Jack.
shit.
That hurts the fuck out of me, Jack.
Sorry.
That's horrible,
Sorry.
Jack. Oh my God, that's not love. That's not love, Jack. That's not love. Now I know why you're always turning away when I come up, Jack.
Trust me, if King Stephen's laughing, it was definitely love, because that is a miracle.
I love to laugh.
It is love. I'll catch it.
Jack, I have a real question, a real serious question for you. You mentioned that the experience was humbling for you when you were talking, when Jesus Pantheon was asking you about the hard times. You said it was humbling. And I relate humility with Jesus, the Jesus figure. Do you think that riding on a donkey would be humbling to a show like Joe Rogan or Tim Pool?
If Jack rides in and we throw palms on the floor. He rides the donkey and we throw palms and that's how Jack enters the Rogan studio like our own Jesus.
Wouldn't that be great? I think that would be fantastic.
You really get into my ego, you guys. This is how I want to go to Joe.
Jack,
would you humble yourself and ride a donkey?
Jack, pick your 12 apostles and we'll come with palms and we'll throw the palms on the floor before you enter and you can ride in on a donkey. That'd be beautiful.
Be careful,
Even
Jack.
the Welshman would do it.
There's a Judas of Asparagus here.
No, I'm not.
That's you. Jack, he's speaking out right there. That was DW. Look, he's trying to sow dissent, Jack.
Judas
DW, DN
careful,
Judas.
Jack. He who kisses your ass will deny you.
That
was
Judas,
Peter.
the owl.
Jack, and that's what the actual topic is tonight. Sorry, I haven't read it. I came on you with my own sort of thing tonight, selfishly, but I wouldn't mind. I want to go answer the question if it gets us back on track.
I appreciate that. Well, where I was starting at is recognizing the date in America for what it is. The concept of independence, it's not accurate. We've got codependency between the nation and individuals and the banking systems and everything else. But the only reason we remain codependent is because we're not sovereign. We're not treating each other as sovereign. We're not treating each other with respect. And so it all comes down to the people. The people get to decide what type of government are they going to continue funding. Type of government are they going to continue enabling?
Jack, would you say we live in an oligarchy right now where it's like a few group of elites? It's not like you know what I mean? Because that's the thing. It's an oligarchy we live in, Jack.
What does that word mean? Can anybody explain it? I don't actually know what that oligarchy means, but I hear they say
it means that it's a group of select, very elite individuals, like, you know, maybe 100
billionaire pussies, basically.
Yeah, the
billionaire
the
person.
super elite class that rule
Hot-headed.
everything and have everything controlled, and we have no actual voice. We have any recourse. Jack could probably bring up the definition. Yeah, there you go.
You
Jack.
know you're wealthy when you have a yacht with a name on it and you have a house with a name on it. If you have an estate with a name,
Right.
Andy, what are your thoughts?
But is this a little bit like your government is actually bought and paid for by rich mother
Yeah.
truckers?
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah,
It would
okay.
be like, you know,
And
like
the
the
king-
like 100 people rule the country, not the governors, not the senators. It's 100 people that pay and buy all them.
I got you, and I don't mean this to put it down, but sometimes people say like the Illuminati type thing. Yeah, I'm not putting it down. I'm
No,
saying
but that's
yeah.
like a group of we know who these people are, like the Gettys, you know what I mean? All these families of billionaires that have been around for 100 years.
Not the
I get what you
Illuminati.
mean, though,
That's
yeah.
a lame conspiracy
I didn't mean to
theory.
derail it, by the way, guys. What was
Carl.
you actually talking about?
I mean,
You
look
just
at what's his
mentioned
name.
about
I mean, like that, like the dude, the Facebook guy who has like the city hospital named after him. He owns all the politicians in San Francisco. What Zuckerberg, is that his name?
I don't
Like,
know.
you know what I'm saying?
Is it similar to this Peter Thiel, the reptile?
Yeah,
figure
Peter
we talked
Thiel's
about
another
before?
one.
I'm trying to get Jack back on topic because I can't remember where we were. I did want to know what an oligarchy was, though, to follow on. Appreciate you all telling
We're
me. but
talking
what was
about
you
how
talking about?
billionaires fuck the world up.
And the question of the live stream is, what can we do from here? Right? I suggest we've got every reason to make changes. We've got so much knowledge we've got so much knowledge that's being lost. It's being obfuscated. We've got so much talent that's being overlooked and misplaced. Mankind is lost. And you mentioned the Illuminati. In the past, people of intelligence and wealth, people in power, they united together believing that they could create a better future, separate from the
Now
rule
they
of
just get
the
together to bang kids, Jack.
Well,
Yeah.
right. This is the problem of mankind, is evil is real. And evil comes into our world through the choices that we allow. But the future, and here you were talking about parading me or whatever, but no, the messages of today, they're the same but different, right? Each of us is to be celebrated. Each of us is to be a messenger, what was it? The song, words from the song. Each of us is to be a waymaker, a miracle worker, a promise keeper, and the light in the darkness. Just as he was, we are.
And the light shall never be overcome, Jack, as it says in the Bible.
Brother, there's so much truth and wisdom in the Bible. I keep learning new,
Jack,
different
it makes me want to
things.
burn this mother effer down, Jack. It just makes me want to burn this system down, Jack. I can't take it I'm tired of this shit, Jack.
Okay, beautiful. That's what I want. I want people who are fed up with the way that things have been, and we're ready. We'll do what it takes to make this happen. Good people unite for the purposes of overcoming wars and corruption. There's a lot of good people. There's a lot of good people gathering together all around the world,
Including Andy. Andy hasn't been allowed to talk yet, but
yeah, you
I'd
know
like to
what?
hear your thoughts.
Please, thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome.
You're
What are your
invited.
thoughts, Andy?
What do you want from me?
Your
Yeah, stop
curiosity.
forcing him to talk, you freak.
What are your
He's
thoughts
not your
on
puppet
America
on his string on your
250
tennis
years?
shoes, all right?
How can we make America better, Andy?
By killing billionaires and taking all of their money.
Should we put
Jack,
them all
we
in
don't
jail?
condone violence here, Jack. We don't condone violence. Did you hear that?
I was talking about in GTA 6 when it comes
Oh,
out.
okay, there we go. Yeah, I like 5 stars.
Here, I want to play this because I was asked about the veteran action. This is in Philadelphia because, as I understand, that was perhaps the nation's first capital. So they've got a big to-do. There's executives there. He might talk about it here, but this is a former U.S. Ranger, a man I respect, and he's a dedicated activists towards confronting the out of control government.
Here we are gathered in Washington Park in Philly. After a lot of preparation, a lot of organization, we've got probably the most beds together since the beginning of the Iraq War and an anti-war, anti-fascist action, maybe Vietnam. But yeah, we're about to begin an unpermitted, unscheduled march. So it's insanely hot. We're going to see if the police want to do anything about it. So we have VIPs from the Trump administration on the ground here in Philadelphia. One of the reasons Philadelphia was chosen is because it's the 250th birthday, and this was the original capital of the United States. So we got Secret Service on the ground, a lot of police deployed. Yeah, so we're going to see what happens. But a lot of this, because we're at square zero, -1 in terms of like organizing here in the United States, that this is actually kind of like a training operation to get more people involved, and civil disobedience in any form is kind of like a muscle that needs to be trained. So this is a lot of people, a lot of these veterans. This is going to be their first action, and it's not just veterans, right? Like PSL is over there. Some like labor, trade unions, mutual aid networks are also here as well in support. So we got Veterans for Peace, About Face, and we're gonna send it and see what they want to do, what the state wants to do. And again, this is not like a super red action, but we're done fucking with permits forever. We're not gonna stay in our fucking free speech zones. So cheers. I'll keep you updated as the day progresses, and I'll be 100 times more sweaty when I do. All right, it's the 4th of July. Yay.
Jack, I have a question, Jack. I have an idea here. So I'd noticed, and if you notice in all those pictures and stuff, flags are a big thing, Jack. I think we need to develop a flag for Talcott. Like, I think we do. Do you have any, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so that we can carry it and people understand. Like, if we have people going to these things, we can understand, and like the influence can grow. People will see it on these like, do you know what I'm being serious, Jack. I'm not fucking around on this.
I didn't know Eddie Vedder is a veteran. Was that Eddie Vedder?
No.
With the long hair? At the Oh. Okay.
His name is Greg Stoker.
I thought it was Eddie Vedder.
This is Jolly Good Ginger, but this shows a little bit more of the crowd, if I remember right.
Police, the Philadelphia police are here. This is not a permitted protest. We did not ask for permission. We did not get a permit. We just took the streets.
And now the police are responding, obviously, to our presence. So far, they're not fucking with us.
This is the largest veteran-led action since the Vietnam backlash.
Fucking largest veteran-led action since Vietnam.
And it's not just us. It's community groups. There's PSL over there. There's labor organizers, trade unions. We should have been doing this 20 years ago. The next best time to start this is now.
Facts. It's time for us as a people to collectively get together, raise our voices, and raise hell.
No more fascists, no more war. No more fascists, no more war. This is what we're fighting for. This is what we're fighting for. We say no more fascists, no more wars. No more fascists, no more war. This is what we're fighting for. No more fascists, no more wars. No more fascists, no more war. This is what we're fighting for. This is what we're fighting for. No more fascists, no more wars. No more fascists, no more wars. This is what we're fighting for.
This is what we're fighting for.
No more fascists, only Jack. That's what we're fighting for. No more fascists, only Jack.
Yes.
It's a good
All
turn.
right, we're running into the police.
So, oops, doggone it. It looked like a decent turnout. And, you know, some people will say going in the streets like that and shouting at each other, you're not really doing anything, but it is. It's putting that purpose out there for others to see. So we see that we're not alone in that fight.
We're not alone.
Jack, with me, you'll never be alone. I'll be back in a few, Jack, I swear.
Much love, man.
I missed you already.
Jesus Pantheon, please.
Yeah, I'd say, look, guys, I'm sorry I can't offer more on what I'm watching there and all these things because I don't really understand this. I'm not saying it's an American thing. I'm not saying that at all, although that was probably in America and you guys talk about Trump administrations and all that. But I do like when we speak about the responsibility we all have. I think Sadhguruji once taught me this word. I never realized responsibility was a two-worded thing, the responsibility of you, and everybody can have a responsibility. And that responsibility can just be sharing love, or even like you said, and I'm going to fit into the title before I go for the we. What can we do from here? And we can do that. We can have a responsibility. We can talk about it. And I think if I'm getting Jack's message, our first impression should be they want to change our intent or something along them lines. Would you say, Jack? Can you take from that? I really got to use a lure. I didn't want to be rude, but thank you guys. I'll be back in a minute. Maybe you take away from there, guys, Jack, of the want to change intent. I know I'm stealing words from your works, but go for it from there if I got it right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Changing the intent is kind of changing the direction. What do we value? What does America value? Seriously. Do we value militarization? We've got more military bases than any other nation all around the world, including our own nation. Every one of those is preparing for conflicts. We've even got an administration that renamed the Department of Defense to Department of Wars. This shit is happening in our lifetime right before our eyes. What are future generations going to say? Are they going to have a chance to say anything? Not if we don't do something.
It's scary. We got to start standing up for peace instead of war. Department of Wars is not good. That's terrible.
Well, and peace is actually just like the truth. It's always available. It's a matter of recognizing it, nurturing it, growing it, sharing it. And peace between people, what is peace? The absence of conflicts. How do we get rid of conflicts? Well, we choose to find resolve, right?
We're doing it today. We're showing it today. Peace is available.
It is.
Brother.
Right on, brother.
Here's my own testimony. I took the words of Jesus. I resisted them for a long time. But then I took his example and his words to be true. And it turned out, I'm pretty sure they are, right? The only way to live a good life, logically, is with love, joy, patience, right? Goodness, compassion. That's the only way to live a good life in reality. And if you can do that, guess what you find? You find an abundance of beauty in this world, an abundance of joy and freedom. It's here for us all. But we've got to work together to confront the cruel and the corrupted. I want to start in Washington, D.C. If there's any way, if God allows a way, and there's someone out there today who just might find an idea and share these ideas, if we can find a way to interrupt the politics and economics, then the next step is sharing freedom throughout the world. And in that freedom, we can share freely. We can have truly free markets where we provide for one another. We work together. We educate and learn from one another. We support each other into growing into the best life that we can while we're here. Seems like the only thing that makes sense if you really stop and think about it as a real possibility. I can't. Looked at other things.
We should have free markets, like you said, free food markets, fruit, vegetables, trees growing with fruit. We should be planting in cities. I'm not sure what they call those, but it's something where you plant all these trees for free food and people can just pick it.
Yep. We could change so many things But right now, many people, especially with the rising costs, many people are focused on their families, on their future, right? Do I have enough? What do I prepare for? How do I prepare? You know, and then there's other people, they're not even making it anymore. They're just like feeling like they're drowning economically, you know, the forecast of the youth trying to actually have a home and a good job and some sort of security. I can only imagine what it's like for a young person.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of my son.
Food forest, somebody said in the chat. Thank you. I couldn't think of the term, but that's
Thank
what
you.
it is.
There is, see, this is something in my path of learning. I looked into all sorts of things, and there's so many techniques of growing better fruit, better food, right? There's so many ways that we can improve our world, especially if we find ways to unite together and to help each other solve problems.
Andy said the other day we should be given acres of land, that America is big enough for all of us to have 8 acres.
Well,
even the Negroes and the Chinese, he said.
Yeah,
could be.
I don't. There's enough land to where if you were to divide it all up among the amount of citizens we have, it would be equal to each person having 8 acres. But I don't think everyone needs 8 acres. I think 1 acre is plenty of land. I grew up on an acre of land. That's enough to have a garden that's big enough to sustain your family. That's big enough to throw a football around. I don't think people need to be greedy. I mean, maybe 2 acres or something, or 3, but like it doesn't, like there are people in the United States that own millions of acres. It's just out of control.
That's greedy, the millions of acres.
Well, it's completely in line with the patterns of the past. I mean, I was looking and learning, I continue to keep learning more about American history and how we got to where we are. And initially, before the Federal Reserve and the income tax, the government was run pretty lean. Unfortunately, one of the ways they sustained the government was through the sale of the land that was stolen from the indigenous peoples, you know? But that idea that there's plenty of land, and actually, if we actually work together with intelligence instead of greed, the entire world, Mother Earth, its natural way of design is it's abundance.
Yes, abundance. You know, Jack, if we could worship Mother Earth instead of worshiping the dollar. People worship the dollar too much as their god, and they take it in God we trust. They look at the dollar, they view that as a god, when it's Mother Earth that's Gaia. That's a goddess.
Yeah, please.
I was just gonna. There was just one word in there. I loved what Raven just said. Profound, Stephen. Honestly, I would only offer to change the word if we could, because we can. I think would is probably the better word there. If we would change, because we can change it. But I get what you were saying. You were saying if we would change it, and yeah, I agree with you.
What should we do with sewers, Carl?
It would depend in what context, brother.
No, I mean the waste, that there's so much waste that we put into the earth. Could we fix that somehow so that we're not polluting? That's what I'm getting at.
I can only tell you that what I think we should do. Whether we could do it, I don't know. The greater men would probably answer this, but I think yes, we should. I think we should always keep equilibrium balance. I don't believe in going to. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, and I certainly won't take off topic. I'm not for the all big expensive Green Deal. I think that's a huge little trick of itself. That doesn't mean the essence of it should be taken away. Things like what Jack talks about and others like union and what you're just saying, you know, fixing our mistakes, unifying. I believe in all that. I just think sometimes it can be captivated by the same system and tricking us back into something silly. So I do believe in, like, you know, things like making the earth greater, cleaning up poisons up, and, you know, taking responsibility for our own actions. I just think that I haven't found a leader I trust yet, to be honest, because I think they're all too divided. That's why I'm, more attracted to people like Jack's plan with union and finding leaders that are willing to work together rather than work against each other.
Thank you. The idea of division in the spiritual perspective, and the greatest perspective, that which divides serves evil, because that which divides creates fractures. And we've got these fractures built into our society. We call these authorities, right?
Jack, could I just, the evil you used there, that was your word for, that's what you normally refer to as the corruptive side, and the corruption you guys normally talk about. Yeah, right. Just try to follow along. Yeah, go on. I'm following the corruption.
And what I'm referring to as evil is in the purpose of being out of balance, and in the out of balance, harm is experienced. It increases pain. It increases suffering. When there's an out of balance, we're not in alignment.
You've seen that harm is intentionally put together as well. The intentional harm as well, Jackie. Is that the harm you're seeing? That you're seeing that out of alignment, people are recognizing it, and then they're abusing it, and intentionally harming people. Is that what we've been said here? So I can follow along.
I don't want to assume intent, but by design, the structures of politics and economics, right? The banking and the state, by design, they protect the corruption. They create a division between the people and the rulers. And in that division, one side has a little more power, and in that power, they abuse their privilege. And this has been going on in so many different ways. This separation between privilege and power and all that was pointed out to me in a class I went through on race and history, right? It's the tactics that people have been using openly for years, claiming a superiority as an excuse to punish, harm, enslave others. So the power of God is love. Love is that power that unifies, right? The whole message of Jesus was about love. Go ahead, man. Please.
I just want, because you just said the power of love there, and it kind of relates to everything. I believe recently I saw this wonderful, I say wonderful, but my perspective, it was wonderful. 2 people climbed the Eiffel Tower and put a big sign up saying something about when the power of love outweighs the love of power or something, the world will begin to heal. They said something like that. I think they're famous climbers. They got their own YouTube channel. Did anybody else see that, Jack? What did you think of that message, Jack?
I saw it.
Yeah. I understand it to be an old Jimi Hendrix quote. When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace. And that is the truth. We've got to give power to love.
Hendrix fucked a lot of groupies in hotel rooms, so he knows a lot about loving. They'd line up outside the door. That's what I heard.
Well, the message is what we were kind of more pointing at, but thank you.
Jack, can I tell you something? You know that message there? Sorry, I should wait till you say yes first.
Go ahead,
Jack,
please.
I do believe in that message, but I think you might believe in this as well, because at the middle pit, I'm learning from the journey I'm on at the moment, looking into Jack Talcott. And so I think you might relate to us when I say this. That message is great. I just think it's ahead of its time. And there are 2 messages we need to learn before that message. And we don't seem to be learning that. And I can see you're aiming at one of them, maybe the middle one. And that is, before we can apply that, which is great, first of all, you need to even care about it, which is what I've been seeing Jack Talcott's message, to care about the love and everything. Now, I'm not going to bring mine in, but I say there's still a point to say, first, we must first all unify and agree on what love is, but that still goes alongside this caring business, which I've been lacking, and I'm trying to learn from yourself, is that you've got to care about it enough to do it. So I do believe in their message. I believe in all these messages. I just think their minds are seeing too far ahead, and they're not seeing right here and now to step towards that direction, which is why I like your message. It's why I like Walking with Jack, because that middle ground I'm not seeing too much. Because I think, like, why have you got to care about it? Just do the easy bit and it's done. But, like, humans are fickle, aren't they? Like you're trying to explain to me. And so you need to be able to care. So there is a message there that I can see for yourself, and I'm going to help you bring that. Like I've said, I'm going to. I want to prove that, then hopefully you'll help me bring mine. But I'm going to do yours first because you've been at this longer than me. And so I'm going to make sure, at least, if anything, I can be that one guy that you've been waiting for to go back and try and help you bring all that to the forefront. Now, once I manage to do that, I'm sure that I think that other message of being able to unify on what love is a fundamental that all of us seem to be missing. But it, again, didn't take any thing away from the message of today's show, I hope, but that's just where I want to link it. I'll leave that be.
Okay, Carl, you messaged us recently. You talking about your articles. What's your most recent article, Carl? And what's it about? Would you like to give us the synopsis of it?
I don't know what my recent article is about. The work I'm doing now is I'm not in charge of that. Mr. Talcott here is, so it's down to him to divulge, and I hope he does what he wants with that. But last article I kind of think I remember writing I think it was more of a parable, but I think we should ask Jack first. I don't want to derail the show if he wants me to talk about that, or...
No, it's fine.
I don't mind reading the parable. It might be a little bit on the nose because this group and other groups helped me write it, but just something I was struggling with, something made about myself. Actually, after doing this parable, it helped me look at going, wait a minute, what if, I'll make a person, what if Jack Talcott's this frog you're talking about, and he was just swimming in the pool before you? And it hit me like a freight train, and then I went, right, I'm going to go back and finish that task I said I was going to do before I start bugging this man anymore. And then, like I said, after video, not one after another, but every 10 videos watching this man take a moment every now and again to just pause from reality, be present people, and say, why won't any of you really actually engage with me? And I realized he's just gone through all the same thing I did over 7 years, and I'm whinging about 7 weeks of it. And I thought, all right, and Carl, you can't expect any more from this man until you go back and do something for him that you want him to do for you. So I'm trying to do that now. I don't want to make much about it, but if you want me to tell about the frog parable, I can, or we could do that later on your show, D&W. I don't know. What do you want, Jack? I've already taken up a lot of air here, so what do you want to...
No, that's fine. We can talk about it on my show later, Gracie. I
appreciate the question, thank you, W.
But you are writing something for Jack, right? At the moment, you're writing his manifesto. Is that right?
I'm trying to do for Jack what he's been asking for a long time. Jack is actually doing something for me by allowing me to do it. I've asked Jack if he'll allow me to pitch something to him. So far, I've got smiles and nods to it, even though, it's just something that I think the world needs to hear, because now doing it, I'll almost beg Jack to let me do this because he was correct. There's a lot of treasure in his life story, and there's a lot of honesty, brutal, raw honesty that I didn't actually know existed. And now I'm like, I can't believe he's right again. Not on everything, but certain things he's right. So I've got to go back and admit that for now before I can get him to admit he might be incorrect about things about me. And I appreciate that. And I don't expect him to change. Keeping me on a short leash like that might actually teach me a lesson. So,
well, Guru, you did call Jack you called him a narcissistic psychopath on my show.
He is a narcissistic psychopath. He's exactly like me, but I still love him for it. I tell everybody the same.
How long ago was that?
Wait a minute. It can be now. I think DNW, Jack, and the Raven King, and Imperius, and myself are all narcissistic psychopaths. The only difference is some of us care. Listen. That's not all that we are. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's all we are.
Unfortunately, being a psychopath would cancel out a lot.
But not to me. I should do. But, all right.
D&W is just a loser.
Can I wrap this up, guys? Just by saying
Raven, be careful. Be very careful, Raven. You haven't got much power here, and the power that you're trying to build is being diminished by
Jack,
your behavior.
They're proving my point. I'm saying, guys,
we all have from his show. He's afraid of me. He's a coward.
Yes,
you will be removed shortly, Raven, if you keep arguing. There's no need to argue here, guys. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Right, guys. Just to cap it off and saying, I haven't changed my mind. I still think that about most human beings. I just don't think that's all they are. And when I see more in them in a different direction, That's what I'm more interested in. Jack already pointed out to me, why have you got to criticize me? I said, I haven't. I'm just curious to see if you're aware of it. And I've never known him he'll say that's not what he is. Of course, that's not what he is. That's what he can act like. Me too. And look, I want to say much more, but Jack has already admitted this over and over and over and over. What he's sick of is you guys using it against him like that's all he is, because I'm the same. And I'm starting to get that. He can speak for himself, obviously. I could be incorrect here. I'm saying that, Raven, you're that. The NWs, that's how we get along on here. And sometimes it's how we show we care, because if we don't, then the people that do come on here like Snafu, how is Jack supposed to connect with individuals like that?
I disagree with you, Guru.
That's
I'm
okay.
a man of love and peace.
Oh, can we do this on your show then? Invite me on, and I'll me and you will take this on your show rather than
Sure,
take it
you're
with Jack.
invited. Yeah.
I appreciate you, brother. All right, sorry about that, Jack. But anyway,
Careful who you give your time to, Guru. Careful who you give your time to.
I never give my time to anybody. I offer it. Those who take it are the ones who need to be careful. Sorry, Jack. Again, I'm not trying to make it about that, but I don't want
Andy's
to lie to
invited
anybody.
too. Come on as a guest.
So let me ask Jack anyway. Because Jack,
Jack's invited.
Even though
no
we might not
self-promotion, please, Raven. We're on Jack's show now, for crying out loud, guys.
Jack, even though you might not agree with me and I might not agree with you fully, do we both agree that each of us love in our own particular way and we're trying to do something greater with our lives?
Of course. Yeah.
Then that's all I need from you, brother. It doesn't matter how much I think you're an arsehole sometimes, or I can be an arsehole. It's only the arseholes in the world I trust, because at least they care a little bit more. And I tell you what, this world needs a lot more caring than what people are. And do you know when people are nice and lovely and wonderful to my face and don't act like an arsehole or a narcissist sometimes, I think I want to watch those more than anyone, because they're the ones lying to me. And Jack doesn't seem to, well, he does obviously he's got to host the show. I've got to respect that. So I want to say that's what he is. I only said that's what that man is when he's on the show.
Jesus Pantheon. I think you're getting a little bit carried away. I mean, an arsehole is somebody who basically does something that isn't necessary. Now you won't like it.
All DNW does is criticize others. That's all he does.
I'm going to take a little break.
Raven. It's called constructive criticism, Raven. I know you might not understand or appreciate that, but it's good to be criticized sometimes.
You're just an asshole. That's all.
Raven, be careful. You're on thin ice. I have got admin powers here. I will evaporate you.
Stephen. So I appreciate that, and what he's saying, we're each on our own individual path. Love it's our purpose. We're here to discover what love really means. But what I did in my past was I thought I knew what things meant, but I was always fighting against things. And that's not the way to live in peace. The way to live in peace is to live with love. And love is not, you can't force anyone to receive love. You can't force anyone to accept love. It's an internal choice that all of us get to decide. But love is available. Truth is available to be chosen. Go ahead, please.
I apologize, guys. I got a little flustered there because I wanted to answer Raven King's question and I want to ask you about Jack, but I can answer Stephen's question and we will do it on his show after this. Stephen, I'll just make it about you then because I'm on Jack's show now. Jack, I think Raven King Stephen, your ex-co-host, is a narcissistic, whiny little bitch of a baby who needs to learn that if the shepherd tells the shepherd dog left, he goes left and doesn't say, I need to go right because I know better, especially on their show. But I will tell you this, Stephen's an amazing host. I had such fun on his show. And even though his awesome, loving words to Jack Talcott all night were
Can we not have promotion of someone else's channel? Excuse me, we're on Jack's show now. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm
No. Guru, you overstepped the mark.
Appreciate it, Dean W. Thank you for reminding me. So to cap it off and say, but Stephen, I love the shit out of you, bro. I find you funny, interesting. There's so much wit in there.
No, again, this
Jack's
is
a fool not to have capped you
This
enough.
is Jack's show. This is Jack's
you're
show.
also the fool not to have capped Jack enough. You two would have made a great
back
team.
to the topic. Back to topic. Thank
It's
you.
okay. It's okay. Thank you anyway. I appreciate you guys.
Wow, thank you very much. Well, I'm running my show now, and I just want to say thank you to Jack Talcott, and thank you to Carl, thank you to Andy. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I'm going to go back to running my live stream. I just wanted to hop on and wish Jack Talcott a happy 4th of July.
Stephen, I'll be over at some point tonight,
Celebrate.
yeah?
Bring your evil
Sorry?
energy with you.
Oh, that guy sounds nasty and miserable.
Bring it with you, Stephen.
I don't have
Bring it
evil
with you.
energy.
May
I have
we
good spirit.
exercise the demons.
Good cheer,
and get
good
rid of them
spirit.
shortly.
He sounds very negative.
Let's get
Don't
rid
bring
of
me
this
down.
demon.
I'm here to wish love.
Off you
love
go.
and
Off
peace.
you go. Back to your
Love and
hellhole.
peace.
All right, guys, can we
Listen-
let
listen to
Jack say
that
goodbye to his
asshole.
hosting piece? It's been such
Listen
a
to that
wonderful
miserable
Back to
cunt.
hell.
Listen
Back
to that
to hell,
miserable
Raven.
cunt. Fuck
Back
you.
to hell. Go back to hell. There you go. I got rid of the demon. Thank you.
Is there any interest in discussing what can we do now? What can we do from here?
Yeah, in regards to what?
Well, I think there's enough evidence that shows we've got a problem in the United States government, but it's not alone, right? The problems in the United States government are enabled by problems in other nations, and everyone's enabling problems. So if we can admit there's problems and we can accept on the common problems, maybe we can find some common ground to change things. That's what I was thinking. Welcome, Dirty Lowlife.
Jack,
hello.
I only put my hand up because I know Dirty's just joined, and obviously you're gonna introduce Dirty. But I need to ask Dirty just before I start because it's gonna spin around my head. If you don't mind, I'll make it quick. Dirty, me and you've just been messing in the chat. Yeah, I just need to make sure because like Carl's in the background going, double checking Dirty hasn't messaged you like on the sideline, and I'm thinking I'm taking it so serious here. We've been messing around the last couple of days in the chat, me and you, yeah, and you've noticed that, yeah.
I've been confused at times, brother.
I thought it was, and maybe you'll chat about it on DNW show later, unless Jack wants to know about it. But yeah, I have been just messing with you, brother. I should explain myself, but it's hard in text, as you can imagine. And we never really had that relationship between us before. So
yeah, sure.
Sorry, Jack. I didn't want to have any before Dirty come on to let him know that while we're on here talking that was there, and I'll talk about it later if DNW lets us later. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate you.
Thanks for the nudge, mate.
So, Andrew, regarding what can we do from here? What I was hoping, we can agree that maybe there's problems, and if we can agree that we should do something about the problems and understand why we want to, I'm sure we can find ways to do it. That's what I was
think
really.
everyone's already in agreement that where there's problems, and I think we're all willing to do something. But I don't know, how do you organize everybody? You know what I mean? Because we outweigh the people that are controlling us. We outnumber them like 1,000,000 to 1. It's not difficult, but we're being pent up with, propaganda through the media and stuff to be complacent when we should be. Everyone's so worried to walk away from their job or whatever it is. Like, just there's so many bigger problems than getting fired from your job or being inconvenienced or being uncomfortable or getting injured or whatever it is. Drastic measures need to be taken. Things are completely out of control to where huge amounts of our country, not even just in America, obviously it's everywhere, but from what I see, huge amounts of our country are living in poverty and squalor. People are working, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week to barely make ends meet. And then there's people at the top that don't do anything at all and are set for the rest of their life. And they could lose 90% of their money and still be set for the rest of their life. And they don't want to contribute. They don't want to put that money back into the economy. They don't want to come off of all of the land that they own. They're perfectly okay with everybody being, living in a 40-story apartment building with, 100 square feet and a family of 4 or whatever. It's out of control, and no one's doing anything about it. And in fact, not only is no one doing anything about it, but our government just consistently makes it easier and easier and easier for these people at the top, and harder and harder and harder for people at the bottom. And groceries are getting more expensive, and the electric bill is getting more expensive, but the wages don't go up.
Right.
And people are so fed up that it's going to result in war.
Yep. And I've heard talk. There are people in America, that's not anything new, but there's people talking about civil war. I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting let's exercise our rights. We'll find a way, overcome the bureaucracy BS from all the lower level and middle level management that want to keep good ideas away from the bosses. And what I'm talking about is let's find a way to get the attention of the national leaders. Jesus, Pantheon.
I have a question for Dirty Lowlife that seems like it's off the subject, but it is the subject reminder, and I'll bring us back on subject with a question, but I want him to introduce it because I don't want to take it away from him, because it's to do with him and Ryu and his title. I don't know if Dirty can already see where I'm linking your conversation to his title, but as I already said to Ryu yesterday, I love that title he's given Dirty. It actually fits him a little. I think it's amazing. I'm really impressed with it. Dirty, do you want to tell him about Ryu and that little title there? And then I'll link it back to this, what that conversation we're having then, so I haven't taken us off it.
I'll let you do that, brother. I've got my own little pushback that I want to present. So.
Oh, awesome. Well,
I'll let you lead the charge if you wish.
No, I don't know how to present. Oh, could you pronounce the word for me? Because my dyslexia. Do you know how to pronounce it? It doesn't matter if you don't. The title.
I don't really know. I think it's Ophiuchus.
Yes, something like that. Now, when I seen Ophiuchus, I used to love. I like Greek things like Homer's Odyssey and things like that, and different little things. I've always used to love stuff like that. I was in school. I was in the special class, so they get me to read all that. Now, I don't want to make it long. I'm just saying that. Let's go to the idea. The idea, from what I took of it, was, and Ryu, I'll let him be the one to say. So I'm just going to make a nuance. It's more like the rebel. Now, the Celtic rebel has a pretty cool tang to it, but it's about the pushback. It's about being like you guys are saying that you don't agree with the system. You want to push back against the system, like Jack is saying. And to be honest, that title should belong to Jack, but he's got to live without fear there. But and of Sherwood, then I was linking it to like Robin Hood, and I remember watching the movie Robin Hood, a recent movie, and it was about. I saw more of the logos in there about obviously how it was, taxing and mistreating the people here and sending money to pay for wars and things while oligarchies got rich and things like that. And that's what I was linking what you guys are into. Yeah, it was just, it wasn't really a question. It was an alignment to the name and what you guys were talking about and saying that I get that title very much now. And I was wondering, I had a question for Ryu was, did you pick this title because Jack's mission and the topics that keep coming up, did that inspire you, or has this been something not inspired by the show, but outside the show? It's just whether or not, because the show sounds like it talks about it, whether the show was the inspiration for that name or not.
It originated from my discovery of the old 13th house of the Zodiac.
Yeah. Oh, yes, the 13th, the Lost one. Yeah. That's where the name originally came back. But then, no, you tell your thing because I always take over like that. Sorry, Jay.
Welcome.
I'd like to try and answer your question a little bit. Sorry, you want to welcome?
No, please. Go ahead. Thank you.
I want to, comment on what Andrew said. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Can I have a sound? Can I have a sound check? Can everybody hear me? Okay.
Oh,
You're coming through, Vanguard. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Vanguard.
Good evening.
So I wanted to pass comment on what Andrew said, which I think, yes, we outnumber them. The difference is coherence. A few people can be very coherent, and many people are hard to find coherence in. That's the main distinction.
Dirty, to align with Jack then, for unity, would coherence then need a partner in cognition, which is what Jack's saying. If the more of us align our coherences together, we get a cognition going, and when we create greater coherence or consciousness, if you say, is that also in line with what you say, brother?
Yes, but at the same time, I'm going to push back even further and say something that I don't think, myself included, anyone's going to be very comfortable with. And that's that we can't do much at all. We can't do much in our immediate lives. In my day-to-day life, I can't do much. And to give you an example, try and wake up tomorrow morning and spend the whole day doing everything left, right, flipped. Turn the kettle on with your left hand, pick your cup up with your left hand. Yeah, do everything left, right, flipped, and I'm certain that at some point you will simply revert to the way you normally are. And I think somebody who could truly do, somebody who is free within themselves, somebody who had found independence, wouldn't be bound by this habitual nature that we suffer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our individual nature is what's manifesting this group behavior in the outside world. And really to take reins of ourself is the only step to take. Everything else is all downstream and will resolve itself once individuals can do.
I thank you for explaining that, but I appreciate you doing that first, because I was going to jump on the word much, and then you went and explained it, so I appreciate that, because I can see that word much, obviously, but that bothered you as well. I don't like the everything downstream thing, like, to be honest, but I'm not going to argue this, because let Jack take his show back a minute. Sorry, Jack. I think that's my fault.
Thank you. Welcome back, Jesse and Vanguard. How are you, Jesse? What's going on with you, man?
I'm doing okay. Just had to finish a floor that I didn't get done yesterday. Got that done. It's Stampede in my city in Calgary, which is the biggest rodeo in the world. So for 10 days, things kind of shut down. And, there's Stampede breakfasts, free breakfasts every day, and all kinds of festivities. So I like to take my mom to all the different Stampede breakfasts. She just loves to go there, and she's in her little walker, so she just goes right close to the front of the line, and people are like, hey, just come here. So we don't even have to wait too long in lineup. So it's kind of nice.
Good.
I can relate that.
It's nice you get that time, right?
I've been there once. Sorry for interrupting, but I've been there once when I was in Canada in the military, and it was the reason the British military went over there is because there's a big
Medicine
place
Hat?
called British Army. Yeah, British Army
Yeah.
Training Unit Suffield, Medicine Hat. Yes.
Yeah, I served there for about 4 months.
Yeah, man. Nice one.
So in 9 months, they say there's lots of babies end up popping up. So there's lots of things that happen here at the Stampede, which, 9 months from now, there's an influx of babies that arrive because of it.
People are fascinating animals, and the patterns of behavior. We've got people looking at data, trying to put numbers together. We live in such an amazing time, guys. Life is not meant, well, we get the life we get, and the life we get is what we create. What we co-create is what we experience, but it doesn't have to be this way. That's the point I'm trying to get to, guys. We don't need to continue exploiting uneducated or disenfranchised people so that asshat greedy pricks can get another huge yacht or take another joyride up to the stratosphere, right? Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, the Koch brothers, the Sacklers, the Rothschilds, right? The DuPonts. We've got these names that throughout time
seem to control everything, and they always will until we all stand as one and say enough is enough. But that's not
I
going to happen.
say, sorry to interrupt, but brother, yes, it is time. Enough is enough. I know there's many, right? There's many saying enough is enough. There are people rising up all around the world. And that's what we're here to do, is to rise. And we rise best if we rise together. I want us all to rise and to have a greater life.
We're only as strong as our weakest link. And so everybody matters, everybody's important, you know, and that's when everybody has a say, then things will change and things will be better. And, you know, this is the time to make that happen. And we don't want to have the attitude, it'll never happen, because then it won't. But if we have the attitude that we can make it happen, and that's what we've all come together for, then there's more likely that it's going to happen.
There's always hope. There's always hope, and I hope it does. But when everything's been militarized, all your police forces, all your government agencies are buying military kit that eventually, in that rise, will be turned on you. That tells you everything you need to know. They've been preparing for this uprise for many, many years, and they're quite clear.
Right.
Why has it not happened yet? Why has it not happened yet? Because believe
not
me,
time.
they keep pushing the public. I can guarantee you, they're still scratching their heads and saying, "Why has it not happened yet?"
Well,
You know what I mean?
brother, it's not been time. I've been asking that a long time myself. Why has it not happened yet in my own life and in the greater world? But it is happening. It's just not happening in the ways or in the speed that we might have wanted things to change. But go ahead, Pantheon.
Can I add a little nuanced answer to this, and that you take over from there if you agree? It's because we're not listening to each other. That's why it hasn't happened yet. There's not enough people listening to each other, not enough correct people listening to each other.
Everybody's in the bubble. My bubble's important.
That was,
you know what I mean? Yep. Agreed.
well, that was a thought I was considering. Is people, especially in America, we've been taught, say what you want, speak freely, right? We'll protect freedom of speech, but where is the practice of listening, right? Because if we don't listen, how the hell can we discern? And we've got so many people, they think they're so smart, walking around, jumping to conclusions, making assumptions about everyone and everything.
Don't know what you're talking about, Jack. None of us do, are we, or no?
Well,
we do. I agree. Obviously, I agree.
Well,
yeah,
this
but
is where
the systems. Sorry, Jack. Sorry. But the system the system is inherently designed to keep you chasing your tail, keep you in your bubble, your financial circle, and division is everywhere. Left, right, left. Mate, it's designed inherently so you can't communicate clearly and figure out who the fuck's steering this ship to the rocks.
Is it fair to say, Jack, that there is one thing they can't redesign so long as we keep plodding on for it, and that is love? Because love can get us out this once we agree on what it is and the rest of it. But like, I agree the system is designed like that, but I don't think the human system is designed like that. I think it can be.
I apologise for profanity there. I apologise for profanity there, Jack. I said the SHI word. Sorry about that. I apologise. Sorry.
Thank you. No worries. The reforms are available. The answers, we've had the answers. Mankind has had the answers of how to actually live amongst one another. It is with love. And we live in a world that doesn't really, many people don't understand real love. I lived that way, and I lived in hell. And then when God allowed me to change my mind and I started discovering love for myself, love for life, I found that kingdom of heaven that Jesus and others were trying to tell us about. I've been trying to communicate it, but it's been misunderstood. And I'm learning how to get better, but why hasn't it happened yet? My faith is in God. As it was written, we do not know the day nor the hour, but there will come a time where there will be justice brought into this world. And I believe God will use us. We are the tools of creation. We are the beginning of the future. So God would fulfill prophecies through you and I. And if we unite together with love, becoming the living body of Christ at this time, man, evil ain't got no chance. Corruption ain't got no chance. Because I know who I am and I know who I associate with. It's not always just what's here. But you guys, we're a part. We are a part of this equation.
Jack, can I just confirm? I'll make it quick. I can confirm. Recently, I've mentioned it a couple of times. I've recently gone to, and I haven't done it yet. It's like I'm just starting a whole series of a new chapter that I'm really loving in my life, learning who this individual Jack Talcott really is, but not Jack Talcott, the man you see there. I still don't believe the man you see there, Jack Talcott, is the man I'm researching right now. I think the man you see there is probably someone who's still hoping too much and hasn't been given something, and I'm going to try and give it to him. When I do, that's going to be a great part of this journey. I'm going to tell you this: I'm not going to fight this man anymore until like they do in Avatar, the movie, and they say, "I see you." I realize now I'm not able to do that with Jack anymore. I thought I could. I thought I understood him. I didn't. Now, I can't say any more than that because I still don't. But I'm telling you what, Jack, what I'm learning about your story, I'll tell you two things I've learned so far, and they might not be true in your eyes, but they are mine. You were not the man from the story I'm reading. You were and still can be. I can see, from what I said many times, almost crying myself, seeing a man saying, "Why won't someone help me?" And I think you're not the only one. There's people like D&W, Dirty Lowlife, and everybody, and we're all starting to converge with each other now. That's why you asked it on. Why is there a shift? D&W said change is inevitable. If you don't join the pack and accumulate and keep growing, if you stay singular, if you don't want to grow with everybody, you're not going to get left behind. You're just going to be told we're coming back for you. Because I don't think any of us would ever leave anybody behind, but we are allowed to say we'll come back for you. If people don't want to keep going, and one last thing, I love how you said, I just thought it, come join Jack's authority on the show, and that's dying straight. Well then, I'm going to keep learning before I argue with you anymore, Jack, but I have come here to talk. If I ever come across as defensive against you, I'm sorry. There is a lot to learn about you. You was correct in one thing more than anything. There's so much to you that I think even you might have forgotten. But soon I'm going to remind you of yourself, because I'm seeing it for the first time, and I edge everybody else to. And if they haven't got the time or effort, don't worry, me and Jack are going to bring it to you, because I see a lot more in this man than I did before. And before I ask him to help me, I'm going to make sure I help him, because he's been doing this a long time, and I'm learning so much from a different angle. So thank you, Jack, for what I'm learning right now and convincing me to go back and find out what I was missing. And I was missing a lot. And I thought, and I'm going to tell you this though, Jack, a lot of your work that I've seen, I think you're not missing it. I just don't think you've been affirmed enough in you. And I'm going to do that soon for you, because there's so much in your work I still don't see you handling now, because like myself, people haven't been there to uphold it, but you were correct in so many things. And when we highlight this in the upcoming months, there's going to be a different Jack Talcott, and there's going to be a different lot of people. I can feel this around the corner. Change is happening. D&W was correct. You either get out this way or you jump on board.
Thank you, Carl.
That sounded very sincere. And the only thing that they can't control is love. And that's why they're doing everything that they can to destroy it, the divide and conquer, keep people away from each other, opposed to working together. And, you know, someone like Jack just wants to bring people together, and he sees the value and importance of it.
Thank you. Hey, Ricardo, welcome to you. Welcome back. How are you today, my friend?
Thank you, Jack. It's good to be back. I'm really good. I'm feeling blessed. How are you, sir?
Blessed for sure. It is a mindset, right? How do you feel? What are the words you choose? What part of you do you look at? How do you answer that question? At what time, right?
It's a complicated question if you really go into it.
It can be. But you know what I chose to believe? Regardless of my feelings or opinions, I'm blessed.
Always.
Amen.
You know, we were born blessed, so why should we not live blessed as well?
Took me a long time to accept that or believe it because there was so much evidence. How can you say I'm blessed? Don't you know I'm cursed? Don't you know that this happened and that happened and blah, 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 right?
People like to curse themselves, you know, like or curse each other, and they don't realize they're actually they're working magic spells. And
Jack, you know when
each other.
Jack, you know when you were saying
maybe they think it's gay or something to bless each other, especially men, but I think it's cool, man.
It is. Thank you.
There's nothing gay about it.
Girl.
Yeah, see, we was just saying then about people. Sorry, Ricardo, but I didn't mean to keep talking over you. I was getting excited. Because Jack was saying something. I thought he was going to go down a direction of people talking about their sorry, pitiful lives, because I've got a sorry, pitiful life. But it's often what Alan Watts and Carl Jung says, I think, Jack, if you agree, it's always your life story, not the actual life, that's really the thing that you're truly suffering. And I had something else on there, but, you know, I was getting ahead of myself. But that's really all I was putting my hand up to say is, yeah, if you're going to talk about the fact that people, you know, talk about their life story as woe is them, and I get it, because you truly do have a blessed life until you keep looking at your story and you start suffering. I say, I apologize. I lost my train of thought and track. I do apologize.
I did as well. I was replying. Hey, this idea, what can we do from here? Every one of us has our own path, our own choices to make. We've all got our own skills, talents, gifts, and we've all got our own problems and handicaps and hurts, right? But the path for every one of us, you have to accept the truth. It includes here and now. And so if you can be with here and now, knowing I am on my path, I don't know all the answers, I don't know where it's going to lead, but I know it's in my heart. And what's in my heart is for me to live freely, right? Without fear, without excuses, to be honest and righteous, to return back. Where'd I go? To return back to who we are. The real part of us, it's found beneath the layers of who you were taught to become. That's what happened with me for sure. And I've heard it said through other teachers and stuff, each and every one of us there is an ascended master within each of us. The path to enlightenment and the path to ascend, overcoming the worldly limitations, it's a direct path. It's simply a removal of that which is not enlightening, that which is not ascending, that which is a burden and weighty. Sometimes that is something real in your life. Sometimes there is true burdens and true weights placed upon us, but the perspective we hold, that's where the key is. That's where the power of transformation comes in, is remembering, okay, this burden, it's a challenge, no doubt. It might hurt, it might be tough, but damn it, I'm strong, I'm prepared. And you know what? Maybe I know others who might be able to help me. And then we don't face these burdens and challenges alone when we're strong enough and authentic enough to ask for support. I'll step back. Thoughts? Anyone?
I like that, Jack. We all have that divine spark in us. It's just a matter of connecting back to that divinity again.
Unlearning. Unlearning to remember the divine nature of who you are. Every one of us truly is a spirit of the truth, a spirit of love. We are children of God.
Asking for support is difficult in me, but I realize very necessary.
Yes.
It's hard for a lot of people. A lot of people find that very, very challenging, even the simplest things. And like today when I was, finishing up with the flooring in this office, and then the lady, she's like moving this giant desk. I'm like, I'm standing right here. I'm like, I can assist you with the desk. And she just wanted to do it on her own. I said, if you need anything else, just let me know. Then there's this shelving she's moving. I'm like, hey, would you like a hand with that? And all she had to do is ask for assistance. But sometimes it's so hard for people. They just feel they need to do things on their own. And they just don't want to ask someone for assistance when someone is right there to assist. And they just can't even ask.
It's pride.
I'm one of those people.
Pride fucking with them.
Dennis, you mentioned
I'm here.
Hey, Denison.
I'm here to challenge you, gurus, because I'm ready for growth, and I want access.
Very powerful. Maybe turn your mic down a little bit. It's like
it's the guy with the God
coming through
God-like
very, very
microphone.
strong.
I quite like it. Actually.
I turned him down just a little bit. Go ahead.
Overwhelming, isn't it?
I want access to this divinity.
Perfect. That's how it starts.
You're already doing it, brother.
Yep.
Have you got a question yet, Denison?
What is it? How do I... Divinity.
Am I allowed to ask at all if there's any unification on this word divinity? Are we all talking about the same word? I don't want to pull this out or change the topic. If we can say no, move on. That's fine because we've got other people joining the room.
Well, I think it's a two-tier thing. It's like you've got divine and then you've got arcane, right? They're opposites. Is that true? So the arcane is down here, the material, and the spiritual, the ethereal is up there, the divine.
What is
all
any of this? And this is where I'd like to hear OE come in and provide some probing questions. Because, guys, it's all very well saying these things, these metaphors. But what in practical terms can we tangibly touch? Can we prove? Can we chart? Can we see?
Well, if it's the opposite of arcane, you're already suggesting it's to be unknown.
Jack, earlier on when you said some...
As Ben Shapiro once said, go out and touch some grass.
I did that today.
What I'd like
the church.
I'm gonna act out a real world example of what I'm talking about, right? Like this RT guy in the chat.
Huh.
He's
badly.
It's fair share.
Yeah, sorry, it took me a little bit.
He's complaining about my mic being too loud. He always does this. Very bizarre behavior. How is the volume of my mic something I do or my behavior?
I think it's the reaction that you get. If he gets a reaction out of it, he's going to continue, commenting about it.
No, normally I ignore him.
The microphone sounds fine to me, Denison.
Yeah, my point isn't about him. My point is while normally I would ignore him, I'm going to make an example out of myself in this case and respond and say, RT Moo, that's fucking retarded. That doesn't make any sense. You strike me as an individual who always does this in quotation marks. It's very bizarre behavior. I wonder why you call this type of attention to yourself by saying foolish things. And I'm immediately frustrated by foolish people. Angered, irritated. I'm completely thrown off course. Whatever vibe I'm on, when I see or hear something stupid, I want to smash it. I want to stomp it out. And this seems to be the opposite of the divine.
You are
This is,
becoming
you know,
what you are angered by. You are
this
becoming what
is
you are angered
this is the opposite of the
You are
divine.
becoming foolish.
I'm wondering if it's divinity, which would give me, you know, maybe humility. Is it enough level of humility to where I can remain humble in the face of pure retardation? Is it enough? Where do I? Because I felt this peace before, and I want more of it. But if I'm to be honest, it's not who I am. I am the man who will drag RT for 20 minutes for what a fucking idiot he is.
Well, that's who you used to be, but you admitted it. You want that other, right? And it is different than what it was. But, brother, by your wanting it, it's there for you to accept. It's a mind concept, but someone was asking something. I don't remember the question, but I believe you can't show it, but you can experience it. Okay? Go ahead, Pantheon.
If may I offer something that, you know, listen to all to Denizen is, it might not be correct, but divinity was amalgamation of two things, what they often refer to Holy Spirit. Jack said something similar on. He said something like something is and isn't. And these are the things we take on paradoxical issues like truth and God and things. So divinity was, to me, was always a relationship between two things to show two extremes, as far apart as they are, can love each other. And being that the illusion, the thing that thinks it's divided, are our egos, yeah? The divinity, the divided, and the unity of the whole. So divided and unity is divinity, a relationship of the Holy Spirit between you and
let him finish, Kenny, please.
1 minute, because then I'm going to go quickly. Jack, I would like you to afford me a funder's privilege of being able to
Wait a
promote my
minute,
live show.
you interrupted him and you're not even going to address my question? That's fucking rude. You could have waited to promote yourself, bro.
Give me just 1 minute.
Yeah, but that's ignorant.
obviously.
The guy
Go
was
ahead,
just, the guy
please.
was just
Permission.
talking like that. But
With
that's
your
so
permission,
ignorant.
Jack.
You cut off the
Let me
guy to get into
I agree with you, Jesse,
like,
but let's let him get
that's
it out,
ignorant.
because otherwise we're going to be stuck here for a while.
To promote your my show on this panel, if that's okay.
No,
if you could
cut off
afford
the
me
guy. The
funder's
guy's
privilege since I donated £5 to you.
And so that's a,
Do you mind
that's
if
a
I
reason
say
to
a
be ignorant
quick
to
promo?
somebody on the panel.
Jack, if I can say to the guys, thank you very much, guys, but I can hold it for now if Jack wants to let him.
Get in.
You hold on,
go in a
Kenny.
couple of minutes anyway. Let me
No,
get
you
in.
hold on, Kenny. Let him finish.
Hold on just now. I'm going to go in a couple of minutes anyway. The Kenny Given Show will be live in 2 minutes to celebrate the United States of America. This is not going to be a partisan show. You're welcome if you support Democrats or Republicans. This is beyond politics. This is celebrating freedom, excellence. The project of the United States started off when it was founded by the founding fathers. You're allowed to criticize the current administration, but also beyond the country in its physical administrative terms. I'd like to celebrate American culture, movies, music, share your travel stories. What's your favorite American movies, your favorite American music? What's your vision for the future? Come and chat with Kenny and let's celebrate 4th of July in America 250. Thank you very much. Happy Independence Day, everyone.
Much love, brother.
Would you like me just to finish? Because it was going to take it back to objective ethics if you wanted, because the original question DNW asked, which was just to finish with saying divinity is often seen in its most neutral form as a relationship with something. It's like faith. You can't absolutely prove it's true, but without it, everything else seems to fall apart. It's what Gnostics call the monad, God. And it can be it's just a relationship between something that doesn't see the objective, but somehow sees the effects of the objective. Now, I wanted to lead it back to objective because he was the original person who asked this question, if Jack is okay with that, because DNW asked objective ethics about this, and we all seem to railroad and jumped on with the divinity thing. So that's all I wanted to say to him, is divinity is often seen as a relationship between something that's divided and something that's unified, brought together in a relationship through faith. That's how I always understood divinity. If people understand it differently, that's okay. But then I would say that instead of having something like a loop to base all your ethics on, you have a standard in the middle, something you at least ground yourself so there's no instant regrets.
I think Guru wanted it to go to objective ethics next. Objective ethics, you have an answer? Did it come through?
Yeah, it's always good to be here with you guys. I think that the one thing that brings us all together, I think we are looking for solutions to problems that we all identify. And I think that despite our differences, and there are many differences among just the people in this panel and the chat, we all identify there are problems. And this is one of the problems that I see here. If I could just turn this camera on for a moment. So if you'll notice this lovely chart here, this is the evolutionary tree of life. Beautiful, right? You'll see there's many different ways that we categorize and organize different forms of life.
Is it download for this objective? Oh, Scott, sorry.
You'll see there's kingdoms, there's genus, there's phylum, there's families. It's all these wonderful terms that they come scientifically, but what you won't see on this whole tree, there's us up here in the corner, Homo sapien. What you won't see is race. There's no race in here, right?
Amen.
This is one of the biggest problems that I see is that we tend to think that there's these divisions among humanity, and they just aren't there. Another thing I'd like to point out is that while you all know I'm not a religious person, those of you who do know me know that I'm fairly well educated on the topics of religions, and I'd like to just recommend taking a look at this brother right here. This is Paramahansa Yogananda. He wrote this book. It's called The Yogi of Jesus. He talks about what we call the Christ consciousness. Turn this camera off anymore. Yeah, it's called the Christ consciousness. So I hear a lot of people talking about Jesus, and I don't hear a lot of comprehensive explanations of what this Jesus is supposed to even be related to. So some of you might think you're talking about a historical Jesus. Some of you might think you're talking about a biblical Jesus. There's this idea in philosophy called the Christ consciousness. And I would recommend looking into what the Christ consciousness represents. You'll get a much better understanding of words that are. You'll get a much better understanding of what these words mean, like the word in Christianity.
Looking through that lens and living it out is pretty freeing for not only my own soul, but for a lot of people around me, I think.
Guys,
the
what
word,
I found is
the creative
Jack is
energy, and the sound of cosmic. The word, the creative energy, the sound of cosmic vibration, like the sound waves of an unimaginable, powerful earthquake, went out of the Creator to manifest the universe. That cosmic vibration, permeated with cosmic intelligence, was condensed into subtle elements, thermal, electrical, magnetic, and all manner of rays, thence into atoms of vapor, liquids, and solids. You could look at the different ways that philosophers and church fathers, Clement, for example.
Right. Same question. What can we do from here? Please.
Oh, wait a Jack, I got an answer for you. I know we there.
Yeah, can I respond to this?
We can start by educating ourselves on what these divisions are and find out how many of these supposed divisions like race are just illusions that people in power have instituted onto us to think that there's these divides that simply aren't there.
Sorry to interrupt. Let's say we've done that. Let's say we've identified all the false illusions. What's our next step? I've got a lot of ideas.
Yes, you do, and I want to highlight one of them if you let me, Jack. One of Jack's ideas, which I don't make about make about me. It's one of my ideas as well. But recently, I've been listening to another man speak about it, and it's been beautiful because he spoke about it way before I did, and he's on this panel right now called Jack Talcott. It's part to do with Christ consciousness anyway, or at least the reason for it, and that is simply this: radical honesty to start everything with. If you can't start with radical honesty inside yourself, inside the system, inside everything, you're nothing. The whole point of Christ consciousness and returning to source, returning to curiosity, is to get to radical honesty. is to get to where you want to go, but you cannot get to that Christ consciousness. You can't get it because the biggest fence up against every one of us is all the blockages to get to that. What Jack,
Yes.
let me hear you. 5 years ago is when Jack was really pinning this down, but it seemed like he was talking about it from 7 years onwards. It was this: without radical honesty, you cannot return to source, and if you can't return to source, you can't have Christ consciousness.
Yes, because if you're lying to yourself, there's blocks in the brain. The
Yes,
brain is a
Isaac.
neurological quantum computer that has to be fully connected. It says the two will become one, right?
Jack, tell them what have you said in your past videos? We've been talking about radical honesty and how it's led you where you are, and how it got you to escape the matrix, and how it got to see who you truly were before you could find out who you truly could become.
I stumbled into making a lot of good choices for myself, but the logic holds up. That radical honesty, it was the only way I could have a new life. I had to admit when I was wrong. I had to actually admit confess when I needed help, right? And that radical honesty, how I applied that is I became a strict motherfucker to myself, right?
Yeah.
No secrets, no lies, no more damn excuses, Jack.
Can I ask a question about the radical part, though? Did you find the radical was very, very needed? Because, like DNW's mentioned tonight, change is also a bitch. No matter how much you try to be honest, you're always making the same mistakes every day. Because you said, in the meat suits, you keep coming around, you're making the same mistakes again. So it's like trying to. I'm going to add this bit to see if I can add a little bit to see if I can link with you. It's like trying to get out of quicksand. If you don't keep going and keep your head above the water, you're not going to get out, because without that radical honesty, you're just going to keep sinking down. Is that right, Jack? Something along those lines? Because, like I said, I've been really inspired by your radical honesty, not in these panels, but in what I'm researching now. And really, really got me to shut up and listen a little bit more. So I'm going to plug that as much as you can. When you was talking about what you was talking about before, does radical honesty, what Jack is mentioning, does it come into anything, like, into that Christ consciousness where that guy is talking about? Does it lead towards that radical honesty? And does he mention at all that is a needed factor to be able to get to it?
That wouldn't work for me.
And yet that's what you did today on the show, came on to be radically honest. Seems like it worked to me.
Yeah, but if I'm to be radically honest now, I'm going to go back to what an idiot RT is.
Okay, but
and I don't see the false distinction there, right? Okay. So I can peel away the false distinctions, and then I'm left with the real ones, which is that some of us do work on this planet. We do work on ourselves. We do work for others, and some sit in the chat and say stupid shit. Yes. And so the real difference between me and them, and I'm disappointed, Jack, because I mean, objective ethics. He spoke so eloquently, it unironically made me jealous. But he didn't address a single thing that I said, and I wonder if he even heard me and heard my question.
Oh, that's objective ethics. Big power. He does that a lot, bless him. But
But go ahead, Jack. You did that. You were cut off originally. We were talking about humility, and then I just rolled over you a little bit as well.
Ooh, humility. That's a big thing with radical honesty, isn't it, Jack?
Well, it is.
I see this as the only path to accepting what we're talking about. I see it as the only way, but I see that as a depth, an unending pit of challenge, because to what level must I humble myself for Christ's sake? Go ahead, Jack.
That is your question. That is the goal. How humble can you go before you snap and your ego dissolves? Hey, Denizen, radical honesty, while there's a case to be made, right, with what you're saying and pointing out, it is what it is. But then what, right? Just because there's someone like that in the chat, the next part of your honesty is, so what? Right? And I know our mind will want to say what and why not, and we'll want to defend. And
you know what? You hit something, because it's a fear. It's the fear of the consequences of everybody else whose opinions actually matter to me.
Dude, that's probably pretty. See, you've got a depth of awareness for yourself too. Many of you do. And I want to acknowledge that and thank you, especially you men, working on the self-awareness, because that's the only way we're going to create a safer world, right? It's by working on ourselves. And Denizen, let's face it, this online experience, holy cows, man, it'll get your triggers going, it'll get your feelers going, and people are showing us, where are we afraid? Where are we afraid to just let it go, let it slide? Where are we afraid to stand up and say, hey, that's enough? It's all trial and error. Go ahead,
What about
please.
the radical honesty when it comes to everyday conversation? So someone says, how you doing? Oh, good. But are they really good? You know, when it comes to, you know, I'm terrible. You know, they're poisoning our food. They're poisoning the water. They're poisoning the air. There's people dying. Someone says, how you doing? No, I'm terrible. You know, all the suffering that's happening in the world. It's
I'd love
hard
to
on
hear
the
about
soul
that, Jeff.
when you actually honest about how you're feeling. Instead, most people don't even want to get into that radical honesty. They rather just, yeah, I'm fine.
I got a controversial little point, if I can add to Jesse there, Jack, if you don't mind.
Please.
Another one? Another
Yeah.
controversial point? Sorry.
It's only a little one, Jesse. To do with radical honesty, I'm not going to take away the, you know, they are poisoning and they, that question, that they, because, you know, we have to look at every angle and there is a they. But do you, this is a question. I'm not saying anything. I want to know what everybody thinks. When we are able to turn that they to a we, I know subjectively it's got to stay a they for us to understand what the source of the fire is, but the flame is still a we. We allow it to happen. And that's why I think people like Jack and all are trying to do to say, look, guys, it's us. We have the power. Do you also accept there's a we as well as that they? Because I was listening to everything you said, and from one aspect, there is a they, and we have to look at that, and that's a truth. But there's also a we in there. Do you see that we as also, Jesse?
Yes and no. You know, obviously we are part of the collective, so we are collectively allowing it to happen. But do I make it happen? Do I have any choice of how right now that I can change, stop the chemtrails, stop the suffering, stop the wars? How can I personally do that right now?
Responsibility.
So we are actually doing it together, right? But most people, until they join together, you know, singularity, don't have a choice to flip that switch off.
But you do have a voice, don't you, Jesse? If I hand it back to Jack, because he'll talk about the voice and how important it is. You do have a voice, and responsibility is best used with that voice more often, not to just say a piece. So I heard you, brother, and yeah, Jack and everybody talk about this. I'm new to this. I want to learn a little bit more about you guys and what you mean by these.
I've got an idea. If you want to hear it.
It seems like a logical or spiritual fundamental to me that in order to stop wars anywhere or between anyone, you must first stop the war within yourself. And this is what I'm trying to do, because at this point, I see no other way I can have an external impact. I'm stuck. So I need some kind of internal breakthrough before I can move forward with my charity in the world.
Jack, I got a request for you, Jack, in a minute to think about.
Suffering a lot, doesn't?
No, fucking life is beautiful, bro.
Dennison, sounds like you need a spiritual enema.
DNW,
Yeah.
you went real
I
soft.
agree.
I can't really hear you as much, DNW.
Jack, can I ask you a question to think about between now and the end of the thing about what Denison just said? Because I think we might be able to help Denison. Whatever we might be working on, I've been listening tonight, and I think that the experience we're doing could be evolved with the likes of bringing in unity. And I think someone like Denison and possibly Jamie, as in Dirty Lowlife, could benefit with helping bring your little vision come to life a little bit more with additional help and get them involved, get them there. It'll still be just a handshake, because it needs to be about what we're putting it about, because that is the main thing, is to get you heard for once, so you can start listening to other people, because like it's not fair to ask the teacher to listen to us when we're not even listening to the teacher in every arena, not just the Jack Talcott show. So I think Denison and Jamie, if you want to hold on after this while D&W does a show and pull the three of us in, and if you want, we can share it with them and see what they think. And just see what we think there, or another time, because it's a bit early. But before I let you know this, so between now and the end of the show, you could think about whether or not you want to just keep it between us, or bring them in and see what they think, because I got some additions they could possibly bring. I can see them with your help.
I've got an idea, Jack, that might actually work. It's a positive idea if you want to hear it.
Please, yes.
So, talking about making this dream come true. So, I know you believe in the power of prayer, and I do, because it's worked for me in the past. And I've heard also that when people pray together for the same thing, the power of the prayer becomes magnified. So why don't we do that here and now, or another time, on another stream, and just get everyone who wants to pray, and just let's pray live and see what happens.
Can we get 1 million people to pray for peace?
We could be on the same stream. We can only get 10 people at a time.
Well,
but it's a start.
Well, can I just address something that was my name was brought up? I'd just like to address, because Jack did ask me a direct question, and then I never had a chance to respond. And Dennis, and you also mentioned that I had ignored you, and I certainly didn't mean to ignore you, brother. I honestly didn't hear what your question was. I didn't realize you had addressed a question to me. I know that Jack specifically asked me, okay, once we get rid of these illusions, these boundaries that are really not there, we break down these walls. What's the next step? Well, as I've said many times, all of our actions are motivated. They're either motivated by reason or by emotion. So if we break down these illusions, if we break through these invisible barriers that really aren't even there, we no longer have the motivation for war. We no longer have the motivation to withhold resources that should be shared. So the solution is really the answer is right there, just by simply the first step, by breaking down these barriers, because you remove the motivation to harm each other. You remove the motivation to affect my own self-worth and my own value, my own personal value, my own self-worth, being part of a social species, which we've evolved to be a social species, comes from working together. So that would be the answer to your question, Jack. And Dennis said, again, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had directed a question towards me. If you remind me what it is, maybe at a later time, I'd be happy to address it.
I'd like to use that answer, and I bring levity to the situation often. I hope it's taken in the spirit in which it's intended. But I'm going to use this as an example. I have all the resources I need, and yet I still want to brutalize and subjugate RT because he says stupid shit in the chat. I want to put him in a cage and take his land and take the women of his nation and repopulate his nation in my image, because he drives me insane with his stupidity.
Can I offer you a resource you're missing?
I mean, I have a very high fiber diet, RT. I don't need a physical enema. I don't know what to tell you, but my doctor says all that stuff is A-okay. Perhaps you're projecting, because I think you're full of shit.
Brother, RT's existence and behavior doesn't have to have any effect on you. And you know it. It was that mind. And actually, I think objective ethics pointed out reasoning or emotion. And you find reasoning to justify that, right? Because it's wrong. You don't disrespect me. I know who I am. But at the same time, you know who you are. You're a man.
Is it fair to ask sorry, Jack. I was going to say, it's fair to ask him if he's got something on his chest he wants to get up here and get out. Jack, you up for that? To let Denison roar and get it all out? Maybe.
Well, I mean, I'm for whatever. I'm open to all experiences. Pause. But I was leaning into the joke, to be fair. But now, how do I address these two revelations? One, how do I humble myself to a state in which I intellectually disagree as possible? And two, how do I face the fear of the judgment of those who matter in the face of criticism of those who don't?
May I take a stab?
Is it a valid fear? Please, of course, that's why I came here.
No, it was Jack. You asked in this Jack show. I wouldn't mind take a stab of that if he doesn't mind.
Go ahead.
Denizen, I can only tell you the way I do it, and is I pretend I am the opponent or the enemy. Or what's the name of the gentleman you haven't? Who was it? Sorry, the name you having a disagreement. I pretend I'm RP, and what would have to happen to me to say the things? What reasons would I have to say the things to have peed you off?
That's a good one.
And then when I discover it in the best of faiths, I let it dissolve within me and think, oh, bless him. If that's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
It's really not his fault he's retarded, and imagine what the rest of his life must be like.
I was going to go with Christ's
one.
words on the cross of forgive him, Father, they do not know what they do or something, but that, I suppose, will work as well, I suppose.
Now, what about the real fear? You know, because he infects the environment around him with his bullshit. That cannot be denied. If you deny me, I'll convince you of gaslighting. Whether or not the men on this panel, know me better and better.
Let him. Only if
No. See, you're doing it. You're gaslighting. You're gaslighting. He infects the environment regardless. That is not. See, here we go. That's not true. You're simply wrong. You're simply wrong.
Sorry?
You're simply wrong. I do not have power over the dozens of people who are watching him and listening to him.
I see what you mean. So you're worried he's somehow damaging your reputation that you've built over years of.
As I was saying, men on this panel may have the privilege of knowing me better. I have to worry about the unwashed masses, so to speak. The reactive, the gullible, the people who hear things and run with it. This is a real fear. Now, granted, I have my anonymity on this platform, so I have no real reason to worry. We're only having this conversation because I have a deep, cutting introspection. What this dude says doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. I'm reflecting on purpose in order to find ways to better myself.
I think you're making a mountain out of a molehill, if I'm honest, Denizen.
I can relate to
Sometimes
Denizen.
that happens. It's okay. Even if it is a mountain out of a molehill, there's a lesson there. And you've been honest, I think, about why you're feeling what you're feeling. I encourage you to really, really kind of reflect. And, well, I think my answer, what gives me peace, is faith. I have faith.
I don't have faith.
Right. And that's what I want to
have faith in yourself, Denizen.
Yeah, that's the
I don't need faith in myself. I have confidence. This dude, it's like you're not hearing me. This dude doesn't worry me.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead, whoever's speaking, go ahead.
Just for a point of clarity,
Yeah.
for good communication.
I think it might be Jesse because you froze.
Can you please tell me what you mean when you say faith?
Oh, so he.
I can tell you what I mean.
Yeah, go ahead, Guru, go ahead. You might be able to articulate it better than me.
When I say faith, I mean, like Guru Nanak says, I cannot know truth that is God. All I can know is truthful living. We live in a world of accuracy. Faith is like pretending pi can get to zero. No, you have to accept. So in OE's language, I think, if I'm getting this right, like you accept pi to whatever, 3.14 and go on faith. That's what you mean by faith. There's always that part of God that you have to accept on faith because there's an extreme between you, the soul, and the universe. That you have to just say, I'm not big enough to see it all, but it's big enough to see me, something like that. Did that help at all in saying that faith is just that idea, especially in academia, that you can't know absolute truth, but without it, everything falls apart.
The faith, I think, is well, you described it as acceptance, and I can accept that, pun intended. However, I think faith is more akin to belief, and in this regard, you're going to ask me to go back to square one and restructure my entire personality, because I don't even believe in the things that I have faith
Christ
in.
asked us to do that by sacrificing our egos.
Yeah, I've already been down that road. I drove around that block, parked the car in the garage. I even messed around with the housewife a little. I've been there and done that. Let me put it to you this way. If that's going to be your solution, I'm going to hold on to my anger, and I'm just going to keep kicking RT in his teeth and consider that who I really am.
Not just your anger, your irrational side of your nature.
I'd like to get in here again because I was the one
Not.
who suggested,
Yes, please.
faith, and faith. I know I'm filled with faith. The way I found faith was with ideas. And Denizen, you're a very reasonable man of good logic. I see that about you. And so for me, faith in truth. You already have a faith in the truth. You know who you are. You're not as described by some of the hecklers, right?
I know that, but fire spread. And you get burned.
Look.
We have no control.
Quite simply, Denizen, you said you've spent time building this reputation. I think you're not remembering that you built that reputation in front of strangers. Those strangers that are reading RT's comments are also listening to you. Okay, so you are on stage. You have an opportunity to present as you wish. So continue as you have done in the past by retaining decorum and being yourself online. And don't worry about these naysayers, these negative comments, Denizen, because if it's worked for you this far, why shouldn't it work again in the future?
Because I'm trying to look beyond merely what has worked and look for growth.
Right. And that's where the trigger, that's the sign, right? We, what's that term I heard? There's portals in our discomfort. You face that discomfort, that part of you that allows you to feel that. I'm not saying go cold, but you are able to go cold. You are able to numb yourself against, nonsense. It's a matter of, are you willing to, right? And so I guess the point is, what I've been doing, number one, it comes because I don't like overreacting. I don't like calling people names or raising my voice and looking like a dick. So to avoid that, I had to find some resolve in myself.
Jack, can I quote you? Now, guys, I wanna this quote. I'm gonna give you this quote and tell you where I'm getting it from. This quote isn't mine. It's Jack Talcott's, and I love this quote so much. I love this quote. Jack said in one of his videos, I can tell you which one. He said, "Your present circumstances today are a direct lagging indicator of your thoughts and actions from yesterday." Tell him about that, Jack, because that's relevant for you, Dennis, and you. Because your present circumstances right here with this gentleman are a direct lagging indicator of your thoughts and actions from yesterday and the day before and everything, if that's what Jack meant. And I'd like to see if Jack will take over from that, because I really loved it when he said that.
Well, I just want to respond briefly and say to both of you what you just said. I enjoy dragging dummies and punching bullies.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, Denizen. The bit about bullies, fair enough, but the bit that worries me is when you said dragging dummies. I mean, can you not perhaps have some sympathy for people not knowing, not understanding things, and rather than dragging them, demeaning them, treat them as human beings, lead them, show them, and
you can't lead the dummies, and I don't want to cater to them. They ruin everything. And because I'm a compassionate person, I don't want to hurt them. But if they just stopped breathing overnight, I don't know why it is that whenever I'm having a conversation anywhere, on any panel, whether it be yours or this one, you insist on yelling over me while I'm talking.
I don't mean to, Denizen.
What is the point of that?
You say you don't care about the dummies.
No, yeah, go ahead. You be clear. I was trying to be clear as the focus of your response, the irony in that. But you go ahead. You be clear with your response to the thing that I wasn't clear about. Continue.
Let me be clear. You are somebody else's dummy. You are setting up a reciprocal situation where you how you behave, others will treat you in return. You are somebody else's dummy, and because of the Dunning-Kruger effect, you won't be able to tell you are their dummy. You will think yourself smarter than them, better than them, and whoa, be the situation that they return to you the way you treat them.
That's not what Dunning-Kruger is. You see, you're starting to inspire me to think that you're one of the dummies.
You are, Denizen, you don't know your limitations, and none of us
That's
do.
not what Dunning-Kruger is either.
Dunning-Kruger.
Plenty of us spend an entire lifetime analyzing our limitations. So you're wrong about that. And Dunning-Kruger is when you're elevated.
Do you agree?
You don't want to hear the answer. You just want to say my name over and over again, louder than whatever current volume it is that I'm attempting to communicate.
You are someone else's dummy. Denizen, you're someone else's dummy, and if you mistreat dummies, be careful that you're not setting up a culture, a situation where people mistreat others because they view them as somehow.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't think you know what a dummy is.
Can I? Actually, there's another trick I found. I really had to question myself as far
being
as
less intelligent than someone else doesn't make me a dummy.
Well,
but go on, Jack.
It can. I mean, I don't want to. The words. What I found from
I'm not simply annoyed by people who are less intelligent than me, Jack. I'm annoyed by those who are so fucking stupid they ruin everything. They ruin conversation. They ruin society. Go ahead.
How else are they going to learn other than
they can't learn? I'm talking about the people who can't learn. We don't agree on that. We do not agree on that.
It's not their fault, Denizen. And remember, someone else will be looking at you thinking the same thing about you. And please don't demean them. It's not their fault. It's
right. People can think whatever they want.
It's right.
That doesn't change the fact that there's people who are objectively stupid in this world, and I can't. What I can't tell you for sure is that they're incapable of not being.
Why does that anger you? Why do you let it get to you?
I don't know why me talking to me angers you so much that you can't let me finish a fucking sentence. Why don't we go? Let's analyze that for a while. Why are you so angry, DNW?
I'm really not angry at all. I'm perplexed that a man like you wastes his time getting angry when there's really no need. There's really no need.
I'm perplexed. I'm perplexed by the dummies of the world.
Jack, can I ask you, is this like what you were saying in one of your episodes about thought addiction?
I'm sorry, what's that?
What these guys are talking about now, because I can't. I'm finding it difficult to understand why these guys are at each other, but like it seems like
I'm not at him. I'm really.
No, I use the incorrect word.
I think he's misusing and wasting his limited energy supplies.
Jack,
I disagree entirely.
Okay.
I thought I would join one time that I wasn't super busy and just come and hang out and stuff like that. So I thought I'd, give you a little bit of my time there. Y'all have a great night. Hopefully,
Jesse, you go. See you again, Jesse. I hope to see you again soon. I like your input,
the way I see this,
guys.
Is
Jesse's just saying goodbye a minute.
Jesse, I'm talking, Guru. Please, I am talking to Dennis. Just one moment,
dude. You're so fucking weird, bro. Say bye to Jesse for fuck's sake.
Take care, Jesse.
Just one moment.
Control yourself while you're telling me how out of control I am.
Now, Denizen, what's happened is you've given power to those that you not having any power or not deserving power. You've spent a great portion of Jack's show talking about the so-called
anyways, that's part of the reason.
I'm talking about myself.
There was actually no
I'm not talking about the dummies. You're the one who keeps making it about the dummies.
There was no need to put the spotlight on them.
I can't hear you, Jesse, but have a good one, brother.
You gave
Jack, just being derailed. Sorry.
Yeah, DNW, that was pretty rude. I don't know if you saw that.
Sorry
but
about that.
Jesse
I didn't
was
see
trying to say goodbye. And you just were a bulldog again. Back to Denizen.
I do apologize to Jesse and anybody affected negatively by my
Well, nobody's really affected by it except you, maybe.
Well, Jack was. Jack literally just showed me he was upset. I know you're a psychopath. You don't understand people can get upset by seeing experiences.
Yeah, that's why he's shaking his head no, because you still don't get it. Calling me a psychopath too. I mean, get a fucking grip,
that
dude.
was tongue in cheek, Denizen.
Denizen,
Oh well, it's hard to tell with you.
Please.
Just yell over the top of me about how I'm the worst person you've met so far, and then tell me it's
you're
tongue in cheek.
Luckily, no. You're luckily for me, you're not. You're a little kitten in my.
That was tongue in cheek, DNW. That was tongue in cheek.
Thank you.
You guys crack me up.
So about this dissolving the ego.
What was that, Dirty Low Life?
I just said, so about this dissolving the ego.
Right. That's what we're facing is the ego. The ego it's the one that creates the resistance. It's the one that's filled with the judgment and the opinions, but it's also the one that finds the fear. It's the one that finds
I deliberately came back from the no ego, though, because I found myself motionless. With no ego, I had true peace.
Dude, that was hilarious.
and I was the leaf on the wind, but then I had no direction and no propulsion without ego.
Brother, this is where,
and I feel like this is you would surrender yourself to Christ in this manner, right? Like that's where you would find your direction and your purpose. I can't do that, Jack.
Why?
What about those who are made so that we cannot believe?
Well, this is where it comes down to interpretation. And we kind of bounced around this, I think it was today, the idea of Jesus. Follow love. If you follow your heart's desire, then you're doing what you want, and you learn what you're for, right? It's our mind that wants us to not do what we want. It wants us to prepare for what we don't want. And so what I found is taking my talents, right? Who I am, I've got a memory, a collection of meaning and understandings. It's taken me a lifetime to put together. But so if I can capture that memory and all of that knowledge I've gained and put it to use, following my heart, because there's a spirit of holiness. We were talking about it earlier, that spark of divinity. That's what I'm talking about is love.
I want to try to find that if it exists. I mean, yes, what you're saying makes sense to me. But I don't have these things in my life. Like, there is no divine. There is no supernatural.
Can I offer your words, Jack, that about Christ that you've said? Great. And I've got a list of quotes to help me with my work here of Jack bringing Christ's work into his heart without adding religion to it. And I want to know if this means anything.
Yeah.
And it's not going against you. I want to know if he means it.
No. This is Jack and I have had this conversation many times. It's one of the reasons why I accept him.
Okay, so I want everybody to understand these are not my words. These are Jack Talcott's words from his show that I've been taking. So, Jack, you can resonate and speak about them in a minute. I'm just going to take a small quote, guys. The context and everything is not here, but it's relatable. Hopefully you get it. It says, Jesus didn't teach people, this obviously in Jack's voice. I can't speak like Jack, it's sexy voice, but Jesus didn't teach people to be blindly accept the broken conditioning of an immoral society. He didn't tell us to let our minds become a chaotic marketplace filled with anxiety and fear. He taught radical, absolute truth and unconditional love. He modeled what it looks like to have an unshakable alignment with the source, meaning your internal house is so ordered, so pure, and so anchored in love that the lies of the world have absolute zero psychological leverage over you. Sorry for butchering out and speaking there because I have dyslexia, Jack, but did I capture your words there from one of the shows you was trying to explain things, and does that relate to you?
Yes, this makes a point, but this is the challenge that I've been trying to relay to you. I tried radical honesty. All it did was cause more pain. And now I can see her over the horizon. Stop.
I'm sorry.
You're good. Just stop. I can see over the horizon where you can be aligned with the source, as you put it. In other words, you're so honest. You're so true to yourself that radical honesty is a pillar of strength rather than a magnet for abuse and attack from the world. I can see that. But no man that I know, no man on this panel or any other man that I've met in my life is truly that aligned with the source. We all seek it. We may search for it. Some may be more aligned than others. But the disalignment with that you're referring to is the very challenge that I'm bringing here to you today. I am not that aligned, right? So where do I go from there?
Through the pain. Jack will tell you more about this. Through the pain. That pain you're feeling is telling you you're on the right path. I've gone through it myself. I'm not going to make it about me.
Well, I lack pain at this point.
No, you're receiving it.
Because I can tell you I enjoy dragging dummies and punching bullies.
That he's getting in and looping in with time. You've got an opportunity here that Jack had a long time ago and took, that radical honesty. Running away because radical honesty isn't comfortable is not the answer. Jack,
it's been a very long time since I suffered, brother.
Meditate and pray.
Oh, I miss you, dude. I thought you said being radically honest causes you suffering. I miss you, dude.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I stopped doing that because other people couldn't handle it. Radical honesty is like I did it for real, not for playsies. I did the actual saying the truth that comes to your mind to everyone all the time and never holding back and never withholding. The world around you will collapse when you do that.
No, it did. Mine did. Jack's did. Well, I won't speak for Jack, but what I'm reading, he went for it. And it's how you build that will back up, as I'm learning at the moment. And I'm seeing a one man did it.
Hey, if we can pause, I think, Ricardo, were you trying to get in there?
Oh, yeah, kind of. I'm just going back to the prayer thing. Like if you,
yes,
you were talking about how you were mentioning earlier, how do we align? How do I realign with the divine or the higher purpose? It's through meditation and prayer.
Yes,
that's how to do it.
Okay, then I need a step-by-step
on
how to do that.
I can do it from my angle, but Jack can also do it from his angle. Oh crap! Sorry, Ricardo, he's still talking.
Ricardo can maybe explain it, seeing as he's the one who just said it.
Please.
Well, I'm sure Jack could probably find some good meditations, but I mean, there's so many to choose from, so it's really up to you, whatever you find. But
What do you do, Ricardo? What do you do?
I find some great Taoist meditations. But I'm grounded. I stay grounded as much as possible, so I don't need to meditate. Especially, it just kind of comes naturally now. And if I put myself in nature, touch grass with my bare feet. Get energy from the sun. It's
all of those things, absolutely.
Amazing things happen.
And admittedly, I found a lot of different methods. There's so many guided meditations out there, good and bad.
Yeah.
But in my personal experience, initially I thought I didn't know how to meditate, but that's not true. I also didn't think I had a relationship with God, and that wasn't true. I do know how to meditate. All of us do. It's when we are silent in the mind or focused without distraction or urgency. It's just a matter of the mental. And if we can, the human mind, our mind is designed, and the society has conditioned. We always on that, ready to defend, ready to go to work, go to battle. But the spirit inside of us that is present, and that practice of meditation, the goal is to be present with the wholeness of you. That's it. Please, Rivola.
I'd like to offer you a reflection, Dennis, and I don't know whether you feel this will resonate or not, so take it for what you will, brother. I really I've found in my own life that there's a great distinction between being radically honest and being radically honest with other people. And speaking the truth to others is something altogether different. And I don't think the expression of the radical honesty that you experience within is always productive to what you're looking for.
How can I practice radical honesty with myself? Let's say I don't already do it.
I'm not suggesting that you don't. I just think that the waves that are received back from being honest, from expressing the radical honesty within you to others that don't understand what you're witnessing, will perturb that tranquility within you.
Oh, yeah.
So you can maintain the radical honesty, but choose wisely where you go about expressing that to others, or even expressing it at all. I mean,
That feels dishonest, though.
Yes, I understand it feels dishonest, but even just the expression of things into words is already dishonest, because words aren't the truth. There is what is, and you can recognize it as the witness. Translating it into English or giving it to somebody else or expressing it in any way already deteriorates this truth that you recognize.
That's fire.
Jimmy, is it like truth and honesty? The difference is that that responsibility to the truth, saying that we can't know it, so we have that responsibility, and that's what we call honesty. That you have to be responsible.
Also, truth without filters.
That would make me want to take a fucking vow of fucking silence. Right there.
Fucking last. Yeah, sorry,
That's why they do. That's why they do.
Sorry, Ricardo.
One of the things I do want to point out regarding that radical honesty, men especially in today's society, our vocabulary is often limited in describing feelings, right? How are you? How are you feeling? I'm fine. I'm tired, right? Whatever. It's pretty basic, but to truly understand yourself, you've got to find the accurate words that describe how you're feeling. And to tie this into what Ricardo was saying, I have felt shifts within myself when I'm feeling anxious and uncertain. I'm feeling a little frustrated. If I can, and actually there's science that supports this too. There's been studies. If I can cognitively identify that feeling and confess it to myself, there's a power that's greater, right? Not just confessing, I'm feeling weak, I'm feeling afraid, I'm feeling alone, whatever. I know that the opposite is available. I know that peace is available. I know that comfort is available. I know the answers are available, right? That will bring me that peace. And for me, when I pray, seeking that comfort, something that's been shown to me, that which we need, we have. And if it's not immediately here, maybe we don't immediately need it, right? That's how I work in my head, just to keep peace inside of me so I can enjoy this life.
There's a lot of faith in there, though.
It requires it for the true peace, but the faith grows. Faith and peace and trust They're all the same kind of thing, and that goes with confidence. And you've got confidence, right?
Would we need
faith in
courage
the
at
good
all?
stuff. Faith in the good things in life, not the bad things.
Beautiful.
That's when
That
things
too.
improve.
That's an important distinction. Where is our faith being placed? Is the faith being placed in the power outside or the power inside?
And then the unfortunate situation whereby existence itself may be fundamentally flawed. So you can have faith in the good things in life, but they are contained within an entropic universe, subject to this, the second law of thermodynamics, and that to me is a tragedy. That's the material reality. I don't know how we get over that spiritually.
Jack, is it fair to say that what you were saying about what we have faith in and what Ricardo was saying, I did like what D&W was saying. It's another angle to it, but just to link back what you were saying, is it also what you're saying is what we put our faith in, whether it be a superiority or an authority, something pure or something corruptive?
What's up, OTW? Nice to see you, mate.
Oh, I love OT.
Holy fruit.
In my perspective, something I have faith in, I have trust in, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh shoot! Sorry, now I lost where I was going with that.
Trust
Here, go ahead. What?
I was going to say trust, like faith, like you and Ricardo were saying. I also see maybe it's linked to it. That is one of the things is. Do you trust someone to be negative or positive in things? So like, is faith like that? Is leap of faith type thing? Like you don't really know, is your intent that you're hoping comes out of it?
Well, there is a power to our mind. We often create the reality we experience. I was thinking about that earlier when we started, is growing up, and I think many of us believe that our beliefs come from the world, but the world we experience is actually directly related to the beliefs that we hold. There's no separating the two.
The world is a mirror. So if you want to project, if you want to get positive, you got to project positivity.
That's it.
What you focus on grows. So focus on positive things, and those things will grow. It really, really works.
That is
just
it.
try and set the negative stuff aside, because there's, unless you can transform it, just leave it alone, and it'll deal with itself in time.
That's what I've been learning. The negative can exist, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have to give power to its existence. We can give power to that which we want. And that which I want, when I was honest with myself, really the only thing I want is to feel good, man. I love feeling good. Feeling good about me, feeling good with me, feeling good for me.
Jack, in one of your videos, you talked exclusively about, and then you dribbled in a few other videos to reinforce it, about how the mind is being reported. And I don't know if you guys remember a really interesting fact, can go through like 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day through this addiction. And if you think about what you guys are saying there, the weight of a mind, even if 50% of those words are negative, what does that have on your actions and stuff? And that's how you come from about the thoughts of yesterday do predict the actions today. Is it, Jack?
Yes. We are the result of the past choices and experiences, and that brought us to this point of our path, the here and now. Some of us don't feel like we're on our path, but the path is who you are, right? We are the becoming.
Can I remind you of the 3 questions you asked everybody on that show to
Please.
ask them? Jack asked these 3 questions. And no one responded in the answer, so that's why it gets frustration. He said these. He said, guys, you've only got to do... He said, well, I'm going to make it brief, Jack. Right? He said a lot more, but let's just say he just said this, ready? He said, ask yourself these 3 definitive questions when you're faced with Ricardo and everybody who's talking about. He said, are these thoughts positive or are they negative? That was number 1. Number 2, are these thoughts honest or are they some of the stupid lies, Jackie, you'll go with your words, the stupid lies that I've become addicted to telling myself over and over to make excuses for my misery? Beautifully said, by the way. And the third one, just before I let Jack take over, because the third thing he said to the audience was, am I focused on the eternal, powerful moment of now, or am I future tripping about a hypothetical argument or reliving a dead piece of my past? I'm really interested in what you meant with that third one. Do you want me to repeat it there, Jack, or do you know it? I don't mind repeating it, but it was the most interesting one to me.
It was early in my path. I recognized my overactive mind was my biggest problem, and so I actually used my phone and I set a reminder, set an alarm several times in the day, and when the alarm went off, it was a reminder for me, check in. And when I check into my mind and my feeling, then those were the questions. What am I thinking about? Is it real or is it imagined? Is it related to now or is it just some looping story I've got? Finding clarity in myself about what I wanted, how I wanted to be, and how I wanted to be meant I had to know how I wanted to feel. I didn't know I could feel love unless I had like a woman there or family there or money in my account or whatever. I thought all those things were what was going to make me feel good, and it never was.
Can I ask you about your question 2, about how I felt that was the most radical, honest question you asked, though? Question 2, if I put it up again, guys, he said, are these thoughts honest, or are they some sort of stupid lies that I've become addicted to telling myself over and over again to make excuses for my misery? Now, that was the most radical, honest of the 3. Do you want to tell us about that one? Because I really get that one. I do. And I should do it, and others do as well.
Well, I had a bad habit, picked up a bad habit, kept reminding myself of how I wasn't good enough, how this was wrong and that was wrong, and I haven't done this. And it was just, I picked up mind viruses, right? And that's what those are. We all get those negative voices inside, and they're not really ours. Might sound like us because my voice had been in my head my whole life. It had replaced the voice of my stepfather, of my mother, of the people who rejected me. It became my voice inside of me. And I made the mistake of believing my bullshit. When I thought I was an alcoholic, when I thought I couldn't find hope, all I was lost from the truth. And that's where the world is. There's so many people. They're so close, so close. They're right where they need to be, but their mind is disconnected, right? Guys, I am feeling like a pumpkin.
Jack, I have one more question before I take a break, because I'm making it about me, but it's also about you, because this one's beautiful, and I don't fully get it, and I think you can land it now. If it's something from a video before and you wouldn't mind time faking, that's fine. It's just this end line, and I'll set you up to what you said. You said, when I first started doing this heavy internal work, I realized I was completely oblivious to how dark and repetitive my thoughts actually were. I was asleep at the wheel, so I developed a very simple, highly aggressive behavioral rule that I recommend to absolutely everyone who is serious about their liberation. You said set an alarm on your phone and go off every 2 or 3 hours during the day. What was you talking about there? Do you remember, and why was that advice given? Because I don't want to put you on the spot. If you remember, that's great. If not, we can talk about it again.
Well, that was what I was referring to, checking in with myself to see where I was at. Do I know where I am, or am I trapped in my mind? Hey, I want to welcome OTW, and Ricardo made it back up as well.
Yeah, thanks. I've signed into my account now, so it's all good.
How's my mic?
Sounding good, OTW. Sounding good, brother.
All right.
Your connection is better than last night, hopefully.
Jeez, I don't know what was going on, man.
A little low.
I'm a little
bit.
low. A little
A little
low.
You
Hold on,
could
let me go.
come up a little more.
All right, I'll go check.
Admittedly, though, we've hit that 3-hour mark. My energy levels are kind of dropping. What do you guys? Tell you what, we can hang out a little longer, but I think I'd be better off shutting down and going somewhere else. I think DNW is still streaming. You gonna keep going for a little while?
Yes.
All right.
As usual.
Maybe.
All right, so let's head on over to DNW's.
Please.
You are most welcome. And Denizen.
I'm still waiting for that apology.
You already had it, Denizen. I mean, this is the sadistic side of you coming out
I've been
again.
waiting a long time.
Sadistic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You do. You already
It's
exhibited it
sadism
tonight,
to have DNW apologize for his behavior.
because you're laboring a point unnecessarily. I mean,
I'm not laboring.
sadistic.
It seems to me between the two of us, you're the one doing all the laboring in order to avoid making a simple apology. It would just be a simple statement, you know? All you have to do is you just have to say, Denizen, I apologize for treating you unfairly on my show and losing my patience and putting you backstage while allowing other people to attack you.
Because of the
That's all you have to do.
effect, you wouldn't understand that.
Let me try this. This isn't coming from
I love
DNW.
you, Guru. Crazy Guru is laughing his ass off, and I love him for that.
This isn't necessarily coming from DNW, but Denizen, on behalf of another host, I apologize. I think you bring a great quality to DNW, and I would love to see you return.
I agree with you, Jack. I just wish DNW could bring himself to say it out loud with his own words. That's all I require. It's a simple gesture.
I will quite happily apologize. I'll do it right now. Do you want to hear it, Denizen?
Please.
Dear Denizen, I apologize for my inability to connect with you when I should know that your certain lacking should force in me the position of going further and trying to reach deeper to lift you up out of your ignorance. I will do better in future.
He tried.
That was
He
original.
tried that.
That was original.
Thank you for recognizing the effort, Denizen. That's, you know.
Fuck you, Jack. You.
You know what? You guys are fun, but every one of us has this inner. We're all pricks, every one of us. Well, let me not say that about Ricardo. I haven't seen that in him or during low life, to be honest.
It's bubbled to the surface. I've known him for many, many, many years, but he is a peaceful, humble man. I love Ricardo. He's beautiful in and out.
Thanks, man. Love you too.
Well, and this is what I mean. We've got some pretty good characters who have found themselves in this this crazy adventure online at this crazy time of the world. I mean, let's bring it back, if you don't mind. Let's bring it back to where we are, 4th of July, right? Independence Day. I listened in DNW. You had Kenny up there waving the American flag, and you had Donald Trump giving a speech in the background. And when I was listening to the words of that man who is supposed to be the commander-in-chief of this nation, God has given us work to do. Brothers and sisters, the job of a good man is a bad man. A bad man is nothing more than an opportunity for a good man to shine. And we got some good men here. And there's good men and women in our chat, folks who tune in, right? There's something pretty cool happening with us. I have faith in that. And I hope the faith can be shared too. Even if it seems a little ridiculous and unbelievable, just be safe with the idea. I don't know. Please, can I invite final words? I've got a set to raid over to DNW, and OTW actually was hoping to continue conversations with, I think, Brandon and some others from yesterday, but it didn't work out. Maybe some more talks can happen today.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a topic I love discussing, but we never really have an opportunity, I guess, to get it, it's like as if the people that we should be talking about this are the ones that don't show up, right? It's like...
Hey, Jack, can I offer my final words? But I'm going to stick around if it's okay. Final words, Jack, is thank you guys. Appreciate this. Coming back on today. It's I've been going through a huge metamorphosis over the last few days, and I was diving into a certain project and realizing a lot of harsh, humble truths that I was very much. I'm going to use the word wrong. It's a very harsh word for me. Wrong about a certain individual on this panel, Jack, and I'm learning a lot more. So I thank him for inviting me on this journey. Jack, just remind if you do want to offer me 5 minutes after the show talking private, it's just generally about that project. I think we just keep it between me and you for now, and then if we invite other people in another time to allow everybody to go over to DNWs and other places. And before I go, Jack, thank you for everybody. Dirty, we'll chat over DNWs, GNW, and everybody I'll chat over here. Denison, you probably won't come over here, pussy. I'd like you to come over and talk to DNW. Maybe get around.
I'm not a pussy. All I require is a simple,
get in the ring. All right, get in the ring.
heartfelt
Not
apology.
you. Let's not take over. Let's get in the ring over in DNW.
It doesn't even have to be elaborate. It doesn't even have to be that specific.
All right. One last thing, guys.
Just a simple statement of regret. And
I already apologized.
I gesture. I'm so sorry, Jack. Guys, sorry.
Gesture
guys,
that the behavior won't continue in the future.
Shut up, Dennis. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. I apologize. OTW.
I don't think I'm being unreasonable.
What did you say? Yes.
Yep, OTW. I'm going to tell you, brother, like Jack, you're another person I've started looking into because you really interest me the last couple of shows I haven't been on here. I think you're fabulous. I think you are a prophet in the making, and I can't wait to be I love
that was so good, but I didn't hear you're muffled up at the end.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry about it, brother. I cannot say it again because I don't want to lose you in my life like many characters. I think you're onto something, and I love what you're doing. I've got a few grievances, but I'm sure we can work them out another time. I'm all up for your mission, brother. Same as Jack's. I'm going to go there. Everybody shall say the piece. Don't worry, OTW. We're going to meet.
Are you going to go over to DNWs?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll go there too.
See you
there. Oh, don't worry. I'll be there as long as you are because I really love your works. I really, really do. And much like Jack's, after I finish with Jack, I'm hoping to do something with you because you've got some fabulous insights, brother, and really impressive. Jack, I'm going to take more time up. I appreciate you. And Jack, I'll wait around. I hope you give me 5 minutes at the end before I join all these, Jack, because I want to have a little talk to you about what we're doing and tell you how sorry I am for the things I've said before about you because I was.
All right, bugger off,
is that what the glazing thing was about? Yeah. Is that what just happened there?
It's crazy.
Okay, now I get it. All right.
Get out of here.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm just gonna go. I'll meet you guys over at DNW's. Peace, y'all. Thanks, Jack, for having me again.
Peace, OTW.
Thanks for joining OTW. I'm gonna drop Jesus Pantheon as well. Thank you for joining. And I dropped it somewhere. Yeah, I dropped the link. It's in the chat. For those who want to head over to Finding Gnosis, please feel free to do so. Any particular preference, please?
Yeah, I'll jump, just because I'm usually last out. Yeah, just the reflection that words are important. We spell ourselves into our reality, and I think we should be very careful with what we say to each other, and more importantly, to ourselves. I've manifested a hell for myself. It's very easy to do. So yeah, treat yourself with love. Take care all. Love the panel. Love the chat. Take care, Jack.
Peace and blessings. Appreciate you sincerely. Anyone else feeling next?
Yeah.
Sure.
Jack. Oh, go ahead then. You first. You're at the top.
So I've been thinking about this, interacting with people who operate on a lower level, let's say, mentally and verbally. Roger's words, that's what I call lowlife. Roger's words, Jack's explanation hit me straight on, first of all. But we've had this conversation before. And Roger's words gave me a little bit of inspiration. I think I'm going to take on somewhat of a partial vow of silence when it comes to reacting to those who don't meet my personal standards for communication. And we'll see where that goes, because I think there's some room to learn there. And the challenge for me has been to somehow maintain my boundaries while not internalizing and personalizing other people's expressed trauma. Because really that's what we're talking about at the end of the day. These people say the things they say because they have an internal strife that they don't know how to work out themselves, and that's why it manifests itself in a way to project onto someone else to find what they consider to be an easy target. And so with that in consideration, I'm just going to practice quiet reflection, and maybe I'll gain some kind of gnosis, and then that will give me the steps to take to move forward on my path. And thanks always for your time, Jack. It's always good to see you, Ricardo. You brighten my day. You're a good old friend, and I look forward to your sincere, heartfelt apology, DNW, so that we can carry on this conversation.
I'm already so excited to hear that you're going to remain.
You shall have it. You shall have.
I love this, and I hope this silence brings you to a deep reflection on who and what you are, your effect on the world, because you spoke about others and the fact that people are suffering, they have trauma, and I think that is where you need to start looking, Denizen, because that's the ethical heart of matters. It's quite simple. People are suffering, and people who come here to Jack are trying to heal, and because they are trying to heal, they are often carrying pain, sometimes the worst kinds of pain. And any system that approaches that pain, and Jack Talcott is a system, must do so gently, honestly, and with humility as well, and dare I say it, without fear. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to address the trauma, but not become the trauma. We're trying to move up and beyond. And Denizen, I don't want to start World War III with you, because quite frankly, that would be bullying on my side, and I'm not a bully. But what I will say is, be careful how much attention you give to people in the live chat who are trying to knock you off your perch. You gave them the power today. You shone your light upon them. It didn't need to happen. A vast portion of Jack's show today was wasted because you chose to focus on these trolls, which you've already said you view as insignificant. So why give them significance? Why raise them up and make them something when you view them as nothing? On that note, Jack, I will say thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack. I'm going to be on finding Gnosis now. I hope to see you there. Take good care.
Much love, brother. Sure do appreciate you swinging through as well. And Ricardo, truly a
John.
gentleman. Thank you.
Thank you. I really I always really enjoy listening to your show, and lately I've enjoyed, coming on and participating. So it's really good to be. Yeah, it's really good to be here. It's always interesting, and it's not just entertainment. I learn things, and hopefully we can spread the spiritual message and just get people more
My brother,
in the right direction.
we're pointed in the same direction, that's for sure. And we're different paths, right? We're all on our separate journeys, but the fact that we can join together and have some, sometimes they're crazy, sometimes they're very deep, very philosophical conversations.
Yeah.
Tells me I think we're doing something right. Okay.
I think so.
So,
yeah.
It's a pleasure. Thank you sincerely for joining. Anything else? I'm going to drop you out.
No, I'll see you tomorrow. Big love, everyone.
Peace and love. Brothers and sisters, that is the message of today. Join us in creating a better future. And all wars for lasting peace. What's a war? Well, it's anywhere you got a battle. If you got a battle, if you got an enemy, you definitely got a battle. And if you got a battle, then you got a conflict. If you got a conflict, you got a disagreement, you got some unrest, you got some resistance, you got some These things are all a part of life, okay? But the message is clear. If you want to live a life of peace, peace is available for you, but you've got to choose it. You've got to be willing to surrender, to give up that battle, to give up that pain, to give up that suffering. Most difficult for a guy like me. Sometimes you got to give up the idea that you're right? Because what's the point of being right if all you're doing is upsetting yourself? Sometimes it's better just to let go. And I think that's where our conversation kind of took us as well, is one of the great practices is silence. Not every word, not every thought and feeling felt has to be uttered. It doesn't all have to be spoken, but there is a power to the truth. And we need to make sure that we have a healthy relationship with the truth. That's where that radical honesty comes in. Man, we talked about all sorts of conversations and we ran long today. But brothers and sisters, if you want some encouragement, you missed some of it, maybe check it out. Till next time, thank you again. We are heading over to Finding Gnosis with D&W. I believe the conversations will continue there. Till next time, choose love. Peace for everyone. Walk with faith, of course, and live without fear. Thank you again. And God bless you all.